cats looking for the break in their heads. Here's to that kid out there with an MP3 who's going to take it to the next level. But most of all, here's to that first cat with a turntable that said, "You don't think this is an instrument? Check this out." Much love to the DJs. Have yourself a Sprite remix. You deserve it. It's Sprite with tropical flavor. Sprite remix. Rethink, remix, refresh.
Welcome to our turf. No matter what the season, no matter what the sport, the Oklahoman has you covered. On the gridiron, courtside, the diamond, the ice, wherever. Check out tomorrow's Oklahoman for the full recap of tonight's match. Forwards, backwards, sideways, down. More coverage, more scores, more action. You're in our house now. The Oklahoman. Sports is our turf.
At Luxair, we've been setting the performance standard in efficient, cost-saving heating and air conditioning systems. And this year, Luxair is partnering with the Make-A-Wish Foundation to deliver the magic of a wish to children with life-threatening illnesses across the country. C&S Heat and Air is your local participating Luxair dealer. Call 364-9007 today. 364-9007. Call today and enjoy the Luxair Performance Promise. Luxair, setting the performance standard.
Franklin Covey Field, home of the Salt Lake Stingers, and has been since 1994. This stadium seats 15,500, and Salt Lake is in the upper half of attendance in the PCL. Last night's game here in Salt Lake drew 5,606. Salt Lake through 51 dates has drawn an average of 6,517. And starting pitcher Matt Hensley is warming up. He has a 7-9 record and a 5.09 earned run average. Hensley is making his 21st appearance. All starts. He has one complete game this season. He's thrown in 115 innings, allowed 140 hits and 80 runs, 65 earned runs at 115 innings. He has walked 31 and struck out 59. He has given up 13 home runs this season. Last night's starter, Brandon Emanuel, had given up 15 before the RedHawks bombed 3 off of him. The final home run came up off the loser, Elio Serrano. But the RedHawks have hit 4 home runs in this park, and the 4 home runs in one game is a season high. RedHawks had 3 home runs in 3 different games this season, but 4 is a season high for a single game for the RedHawks. The Hawks, by the way, had hit their 3 home run games at Albuquerque on April 14th. Jason Hart, former RedHawks Dave Mulia and Jason Jones got 1 each. In Omaha, May 5th, former Hawks outfielder Ryan Ludwig hit 2, and Rontrez Johnson 1 in that game. And again in Omaha on May 22nd, homers from Ludwig, Manny Alexander, and Danny Ardwa. But last night, Ramon Navarro on a 1-0 pitch led off the game with a home run. And then later, Jermaine Clark, with 1 out in the second inning, hit a 2-run home run. Mike Lamb got a solo home run in the 5th inning, and then a 3-run home run in the 9th inning to help boost the RedHawks to their 8-5 win. The RedHawks are 8.5 games out of first place in the PCL East. We'll keep an eye on Nashville and New Orleans in their games this evening. Jermaine Clark will lead things off tonight. Clark is the leadoff batter with Ramon Navarro up with the Texas Rangers now. And again, the RedHawks set to get Marshall McDougal. He's an infielder, a shortstop mostly this season with the Frisco Rough Riders. He hit .258 with 13 home runs and 69 RBIs. McDougal coming to the RedHawks, but he is not in uniform for the start of this game this evening. Will be in uniform by the end of the game, but McDougal to arrive here in this hour. Here's Clark, a left-handed batter who was 1 for 2 with a homer and 2 RBIs last night. He takes high and away, ball 1 from Matt Hensley with a 7-9 record, a 5.09 earned run average. Hensley works quickly, and the 1-0 pitch to Clark is a fastball too high. Clark hitting .253 in all games. On road games this season, he's hit .333, 6 of 18. All 4 home runs have been hit on the road. He has 9 RBIs on the road as well. Clark waits at the plate. Hensley delivers. It's a fastball too high, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. Clark was 1 for 2 with a homer, 2 RBIs. He also walked and got a sacrifice bunt in last night's game. And in the month of July, Jermaine Clark from Vacaville, California, hitting .368 with 2 triples and 4 home runs in July. The cripple pitch, high and inside, and Clark walks on 4 pitches. A leadoff walk to Jermaine Clark, and Ryan Christensen back in the lineup, and the center fielder in tonight's game with Navarro off to the Rangers. Christensen bats second in the order. He was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts last night. He just couldn't solve Brandon Emmanuel, but Christensen is back this evening still with a .340 batting average, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. A leadoff walk. The RedHawks have a runner on and out of the stretch. Hensley comes set. Here's the pitch to Christensen. It's a strike at the letters. Bobby Jones managing in the third base box. At first base, running traffic is Bruce Crabb. The RedHawks are dressed in their road gray trousers with black shirts, white numerals and lettering, and their black caps with maroon bills. The AAA affiliate of the Anaheim Angels, the Salt Lake Stingers, dressed in red and white. Clark bluffs. There's a pitch swung on and hit fairly deep to center field. Julio Ramirez way back makes the catch, and Clark's going to tag from first and go to second, and the throw is overthrown. Clark, aggressive running from first to second base, wanted to challenge Ramirez, or even the thought that a runner would advance from first to second on a fly ball to center field. And there's Jermaine Clark, pesky again, as he advances to second base on the fly ball to center field. One down, and Mike Lamb is up next. That works just as good as a sacrifice bunt. With a runner at second base, Mike Lamb had 2 home runs. He was 4 for 5 last night with 4 RBIs total. Drove in half of the RedHawks' 8 runs. And he did it with home runs, both of them. A solo home run and a 3-run home run. Accounted for half of the RedHawk runs last evening. One down, first pitch is outside to Mike Lamb, hitting .288. But on the road this season, he's batted .368, 25 of 68, 5 home runs, 13 runs batted in. No score, runner at second. We're in the top of the first, and the pitch on the way to Mike is inside and low, a ball. Good-looking evening. We were in the low 100s in Salt Lake City today, even warmer than that in Oklahoma City. And here at game time, it's 99 degrees. Winds out of the northwest at 8 miles per hour. The elevation at this field right at 4,200 feet above sea level, not quite a mile high. 2-0 to Lamb on its way, and it's inside and low. And Matt Hensley having trouble finding the strike zone early in the order for the RedHawks. Mike Lamb hitting .288 in all games. In his last 5, he's hit .381. On the road, .368. Lamb has lit it up away from home in the games he's played for the RedHawks this season. This is only his 43rd game overall with the RedHawks. The cripple pitch inside, and on a 3-0, Mike Lamb walks. Fans wanted a strike call there. That puts runners at first and second, and Jason Hart is due up. Hart, with runners in scoring position this season, is hit .288 in 104 at-bats. Downtime call by the infield. They'll come in and chat a bit with Matt Hensley. Hensley, the right-hander, the starter tonight. Tomorrow night we'll see Billy Stokely, a right-hander, against Jose Dominguez, the rookie, just up for the RedHawks. 2 on, 1 out. Both of the runners on via a base on balls. Jason Hart was 0 for 4 last night. Matt Hensley comes set. Here's the pitch to Hart. It's a slider strike. Hart in all games hitting .249. On the road this season, he's batted .270, and 9 of his 15 home runs have been in road games. It seemed like a launching pad for the RedHawks last night. Oklahoma won 8-5 and hitting 4 home runs as a team. 0-1. It's a slider on the inside corner, a strike. 0-2. AAA farm team of the Anaheim Angels. They dress in red and white here too. White home trousers with red shirts, white numerals and lettering, and black trim. They have their dark blue caps on with red bills. 0-2 to Jason Hart. There go the runners, and throwing over to first base and tagging Jermaine Clark out was Hensley, who noticed it at the last moment. Clark was off and running, and Hensley took his foot off the rubber and threw to third to get Jermaine Clark. Now, Mike Lamb moves on to second base. It will not be a stolen base since an out was recorded on the play. Jermaine Clark is thrown out from the pitcher to third, and we have 2 outs now with a runner at second. 0-2 the count on Jason Hart. A long look in by Hensley. Setting the target, Jason Hill, who did not catch last night. Will Nieves was the catcher last evening. Jason Hill catching tonight. Former Oklahoma Stater Jeff Geil at first base. Trent Durrington at second. Sean Figgins at shortstop. And Keith Johnson playing third base, who just made that catch and tag of Jermaine Clark. 0-2, swung on, fouled up the third base side. We'll stay at 0-2 on Jason Hart. Hart was 0 for 4 last night. He walked and struck out. The RedHawks won it 8-5. They had led it 4-0. Then it was tied at 4 apiece. Then 5-4 on Mike Lamb's solo home run. Then 5 apiece. And then in the 9th inning, the RedHawks got a 3-run home run from Lamb to win it. 0-2 to Jason Hart. Hensley delivers. It swung on and hit in the air. The fairly deep left field. Gary Johnson got a bad jump on it with the sun in his eyes, but he retreats and makes the catch to end the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 left. We'll give you the Stingers batting order coming up after these messages. No score after a half inning on the RedHawks Radio Network.
The dentist will be in a moment. Have a seat.
Thanks.
Hi there.
Oh, you don't look like Dr. Kravitz.
Well, what about when I put on this paper dentist mask?
No, you still do.
Now lie back and let's see what we got here.
Oh, wait, where's Dr. Kravitz?
This man is not a dentist.
Just relax. I know what I'm doing.
He has no idea what he's doing.
Okay, let's get started. Ooh, this looks fun.
He's an imposter. And here at SBC Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages, we'd like to remind our customers not to fall for that kind of stuff.
Shouldn't I be wearing one of those bibs?
Good idea. This is going to splatter a bit.
There's only one real SBC Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages, the one you rely on for more information, more ads, and more up-to-date listings.
Okay, let's get that cavity filled.
Cavity? I'm here to get my teeth whitened.
Oh, well, let me take them out so I can work on them easier.
Is it any wonder more people trust the SBC Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages? Look for us online at smartpages.com.
The SBC Smart Yellow Pages is the directory you've always relied on. It's the most trusted and used directory around. The SBC Smart Yellow Pages is the only book you'll need.
Welcome to our turf. No matter what the season, no matter what the sport, the Oklahoman has you covered. On the gridiron, courtside, the diamond, the ice, wherever. Check out tomorrow's Oklahoman for the full recap of tonight's match. Forwards, backwards, sideways, down. More coverage, more scores, more action. You're in our house now. The Oklahoman. Sports is our turf.
Welcome back to Utah. Dave Garrett at Franklin Covey Field. It was built in 1994. A very nice complex. You took a Driller Stadium in Tulsa and made it a concrete supported facility, more so than the steel girded supported. It would look a lot like this park, although there are chairbacks in the low and high sections here at Franklin Covey Field, and obviously seating 15,500, a little bigger than that of Driller Stadium, but reminds me a lot of Driller Stadium with just more suites on each side of the press facility. Nice facility here, still of the older era, the 20th century era of stadium, more so than the new millennium type throwback fields like SBC Bricktown Ballpark or AutoZone Park in Memphis or the ballpark in Arlington or places like that. Sean Figgins will lead things off. He is the shortstop. And he takes a call strike from Ryan Dries. Figgins, then Trent Durrington, the second baseman, and Jeff Kyle, the first baseman, hit in the top third of the order. Adam Riggs at DH bats fourth. Gary Johnson in left field hits fifth, and Barry Wesson, the right fielder, bats sixth. Third baseman Keith Johnson will hit seventh. Jason Hill at catcher will bat eighth. Julio Ramirez, the center fielder, bats ninth. On a 1-1 pitch, Dries throws a changeup. Sean Figgins swings and misses, and it's 1-2. Figgins a switch hitter. He's batting left-handed, as he did most of the game last evening. RedHawks won last night. Santos started, and Nitkowski in relief got the win. Figgins takes inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and Ryan Dries is 3-1 in July with a 3.95 earned run average. He's 5-5 overall. This is his 14th appearance, all starts. He's 5-5 with a 5.31 earned run average. 2-2 swung on, a high drive, deep right field. Back goes Ottavina. He won't get there. It's a home run. Sean Figgins, a leadoff solo homer against Ryan Dries, who has given up 6 home runs. Figgins gets his 3rd homer of the year. He has 14 triples this season, including 2 last night. He gets a home run, and for the first time in this series, the Stingers lead the RedHawks. They were tied last night for a lot of the game. If they take their first lead in the current series, the only 4 games being played between these two teams are in this series, and it's 1-0 Stingers. Trent Durrington is due up next with a .308 batting average. He squares to bunt, takes a fastball strike. Laird's catching. Hart and Pickler on the right side. Alexander and Lamb on the left side. Clark is in left field. Center fielder is Ryan Christensen and Paul Ottavina in right. 0-1 to Trent Durrington. He fouls it off late to the right. And a fan almost in the very last section on the upper deck makes a catch with his gloved hand, his left hand. Now waves at some of us back here in the center part of the bowl, underneath the stadium, around the stadium. Next pitch to Durrington, misses low. Dries has pitched in 79 2/3 coming in. 98 hits, 53 runs, 47 earned in 79 2/3. He has walked 31 and struck out 46. Batters have hit .310 against Dries. Sean Figgins has a home run. Here's a pop-up to center field. Ryan Christensen shading his eyes from the sun in to make the catch, and we have one out. Again, Ramon Navarre had his contract purchased by the Rangers today, and he's out and arriving in the 6 to 7 o'clock hour here in Mountain Time. Marshall McDougall, who's a shortstop, mostly an infielder, to take Navarre's place on the roster. McDougall comes up from Frisco, where he had .258 in 110 games, including 13 home runs. He was also 18 of 21 in bases stolen this year. One out. Next batter up, former Oklahoma State Cowboy Jeff Guile, a left-handed hitter, batting .254. He was 0 for 3 last night, and he takes outside. Ball one. 1-0. One out. We're in the bottom of the first, and there's a strike from Dries, a curveball. Guile was an undrafted free agent acquisition by the Anaheim Angels in 1997 after finishing at OSU. He takes a curveball strike on the inside corner. We're in the north central part of the state of Utah, not too far from the border of Wyoming and not too far from the border of Nevada. In the northern part of the state, Guile chops one foul up the first baseline. Salt Lake City is in the intersection of Interstate 80 and Interstate 15. In the north central portion of the state of Utah, we're on just the southeast edge of the Great Salt Lake. And great it is. And a gorgeous picturesque view of this entire area. Provo, Utah, which is on a smaller lake south of Salt Lake City. We flew over that before we landed. Here's Guile chopping one out to Jason Hart at first base. He'll step on the bag, and there's 2 outs. Solo home run by Sean Figgins to lead off the first. He answered what the RedHawks did last night when Ramon Navarre led off the game on a 1-0 pitch and hit one out to left field. Figgins hit his to straightaway right field. And this park has a bit of character to it in its dimensions. More on that in a moment. Here's Adam Riggs hitting .290 with 12 home runs, and he swings and misses. Strike one. It is .315 directly down the right field line. But 20 feet off the line, it goes to .345. There's just an angle in right at the fence. That's a short porch in right field. The 0-1 pitch is a strike. 0-2 to Adam Riggs, who went to the University of South Carolina at Aiken, South Carolina. .345 to right, .345 down the left field line. .420 to straightaway center. There's a base hit back up the middle by Adam Riggs. 10-foot fence all the way around. And the Rocky Mountains are off in the distance. We are looking southeast as we look from home plate down the pitcher's mound to center field. From the northwest looking southeast, almost looking back home. On a compass, this is set up about the same as Colorado Springs, not the same as SBC Bricktown Ballpark. Home plate down the right field line is north looking south. Home plate to the third baseline is west looking east, so the sun is in the eyes of the left fielder, third baseman, and shortstop. Manny Alexander shading his eyes with his glove. Here's Gary Johnson, one of 2 Johnsons in the lineup. Gary's the left fielder. Keith is the third baseman, not related. Gary Johnson takes a strike. 1-0 our score. Stingers lead it, bottom of the first. Runner at first, 2 outs. Pitch to Johnson, skips in at home plate and is blocked by Gerald Laird. We'll have a new baseball put in play. Steve Cox is our home plate umpire. Jack Samuels at third and Casey Mosier at first, a 3-man crew. Samuels was behind the plate last night. The umpires rotate clockwise out of the home plate position to third. If there's a second base umpire, the third base umpire would go to second on the second night, and so on and so forth. That's how they rotate. So behind the plate, Steve Cox, who was at first base last night. There's a pitch way inside to Gary Johnson. Johnson hitting .247. He went to school at Brigham Young here in Utah. Anaheim selected him in the 19th round of the '99 draft when he was finished with the Cougars. This is his 91st game. He's hitting .247 with 9 home runs. Gary Johnson, left-handed batting left fielder. 2-1 pitch, chopped up the first baseline foul. RedHawks lineup card tonight was turned in by relief pitcher Ray Beasley. He brought the lineup out to the umpires. Not even Bobby Jones nor Bruce Crabb with the lineup card tonight, but Beasley brought it out. We'll have to ask about that. Runner at first, 2 outs. Gary Johnson, the batter. Grease out of the stretch, fires a fastball, strike 3 call on the inside corner, and Gary Johnson's going to litigate it a bit with the home plate umpire Steve Cox, who says one thing to Johnson. Johnson heads away from home plate, and the inning's over. 1 run, 2 hits. It was a solo home run by Figgins that did the trick, the leadoff batter of the game for the Salt Lake Stingers. No errors and a man left through 1 full inning. 1-0. Stingers have their first lead in this series on the RedHawks Radio Network.
So you just filled out your college application. You told them your name, your GPA, your SATs, all your extracurricular activities. Well, maybe not all of them. But what you probably didn't tell them is how you're going to pay for it all. Well, that's an easy one. Just call 1-800-2-COLLEGE. By calling 1-800-2-COLLEGE, you'll be connected to College Loan Corporation, a company dedicated to helping you finance or refinance a college education quickly, easily, and at interest rates as low as 2.63%, the lowest rates in nearly 40 years. Our college loan professionals will answer all of your questions about college loans and even guide you throughout the application process. If you're a parent or student looking to finance a college education, or you'd like to refinance existing college loans at the lowest rates possible, do what over 200,000 satisfied individuals have done, and call 1-800-2-COLLEGE today. College will be a challenge. Paying for it shouldn't have to be. Call 1-800-2-COLLEGE today. It's the smartest call you can make.
The day has ended. Amber skies blend to twilight blue. The world softens a bit around the edges, and you release all the cares of the day. Now is the time for Bella Sera wine. Bella Sera Pinot Grigio from Italy. Pour a glass, relax. It's going to be a beautiful evening. Or as they say in Italian, it's going to be a Bella Sera. Imported by Bella Sera USA, Hayward, California.
RedHawks bat in the second inning. It's Paul Ottavina, Danny Artois, Danny Alexander. We're at Franklin Covey Field. We are 4,200 feet above sea level. The highest point in the PCL, baseball field-wise, is at Colorado Springs. They're at 6,800 feet above sea level. They're the tallest, the highest elevated baseball playing facility in pro ball, even higher than that of Coors Field. But we're not quite a mile high here, but you can still feel the lightness of the altitude, especially after a climb to the press box or a walk around or bringing equipment up. Good friend Chuck Kelly listening in tonight in the Dallas-Fort Worth area would know about that in setting your equipment up and getting ready for a game. And I'll say hi to Chuck listening in tonight. 1-0. RedHawks trail 1-0 here in the second inning. And the leadoff batter, Ottavina, takes a fastball high. 1-0 the count. RedHawks trailing for the first time in this series. Ottavina hitting .232. He played for Frisco for the first half, a little bit more of this minor league baseball season, not too far from where Chuck lives. And others listening in tonight, we welcome you as well around the RedHawk Radio Network, over the airwaves, or over the internet as well. 2-0 the count to Ottavina, who was 0 for 3 last night with a sacrifice fly and an RBI. He takes a strike. Catching is Jason Hill, Jeff Guile at first, Trent Durrington at second, Sean Figgins at shortstop, Keith Johnson at third, Gary Johnson in left field, Julio Ramirez in center, Barry Wesson in right field. Pitch to Ottavina, swung on, hit off the handle of the bat, hit out to second base. Durrington with a headlong dive got to the ball but could not make a play. Ottavina gets an infield hit, almost of the broken back variety. just off the handle of the bat and a slow bounding ball out to second. Ottavina's on with the first hit of the game off of right-hander Matt Hensley, who has a 7-9 record. Danny Ardwa is due up next. Danny's hitting .326 in the month of July. No home runs and 4 runs batted in. He's the DH, and as a DH alone, he's batting only .210, 4 of 19, no home runs, no RBIs. Although he does have 6 home runs this season, and all 6 have been hit in road games. Short lead at first for Ottavina, not a big threat to steal, and there's a 3/4 overhand fastball through there for a strike to Danny Ardwa. Matt Hensley on the mound, selected by the Angels in the 10th round of the 2000 draft, signed in June of 2000. He went to Grossmont Junior College in California and was born and still resides in San Diego. Matt Hensley, the right-handed pitcher tonight for the Salt Lake Stingers, the AAA affiliate of the Anaheim Angels. Then we're on to the Edmonton Trappers for 4 games this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 0-1, swung on, a double play ground ball, hit to Figgins, to Durrington for 1, back to first to Guile for a double dip. The RedHawks have grounded into 77 double plays this season. That's the 98th double play turned by opponents. And the RedHawks have nobody on now with 2 outs and Manny Alexander due up. A 6-4-3 double play. 2 gone in the second inning. Alexander was 0 for 4 with a strikeout last night. And he's hitting .253 and only .244 in road games, although he does have a road home run this year. That was in Omaha. There's a swing and a miss on a fastball thrown by Hensley. Shadows now from the grandstands cover all of the infield and right field, but center field and left field still in the sunshine and still a bit of a glare for the left fielder. 0-1, pitch to Manny is a strike on the outside corner, and Hensley's come back with a couple of heaters against Manny Alexander. In the last 5 games, though, Manny has hit .300 with 3 RBIs. He's played in all 5. 0-2, swing and a miss, struck him out on 3 pitches. After the double play, it's a 3-batter inning. No runs, a hit, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the second. The RedHawks trail 1-0 on the RedHawks Radio Network.
Listen up, y'all. This message is coming at you from Sprite Remix, the brand new tropical flavor of Sprite, saying, here's to the people who remix the world into what it is today.
1, 2, 3.
The people who look at the rules and say, I don't think so. Like that first little DJ who ruined every needle in Dad's hi-fi. Brian! Here's to the guy who thought feedback could be music. And to every sister who wondered what in the world was happening to her albums.
I'm going to kill him!
Here's to the cats that haunt the stats, looking for the break in their heads. Here's to that kid out there with an MP3 who's going to take it to the next level. But most of all, here's to that first cat with a turntable that said, you don't think this is an instrument? Check yourself. Much love to the DJs. Have yourself a Sprite remix. You deserve it. It's Sprite with tropical flavor. Sprite remix. Rethink, remix, refresh.
At Luxair, we've been setting the performance standard in efficient, cost-saving heating and air conditioning systems. And this year, Luxair is partnering with the Make-A-Wish Foundation to deliver the magic of a wish to children with life-threatening illnesses across the country. Request Services is your local participating Luxair dealer. Call 640-6264 today. 640-6264. Call today and enjoy the Luxair Performance Promise. Luxair, setting the performance standard.
Bottom of the second inning, it's numbers 6, 7, and 8. Hitting in the Stingers' second inning. Barry Wesson will lead things off, followed by Keith Johnson and Jason Hill. Will be on the air tomorrow night, just a little before 8 o'clock, with the 3rd game of this current series. And the same for Friday evening. Hall of Famer pitcher Jim Palmer will be here on Friday night as part of a promotion here at Franklin Covey Field. If we get a chance to chat with him, we will, but Jim Palmer will be in tonight, or rather Friday night. Probably not a real good chance of talking with him here on a fan appearance. Here's Wesson, and he hits one to right, down the right field line, and Ottavina cannot cut this ball off, and it goes all the way to the fence. Wesson rounds second on his way to third. He'll get an easy triple. Ottavina over to try to catch the pop-up down the right field line. When he got there, the ball skidded in the grass and went past him all the way to the fence. And Wesson gets his fourth triple of the year. A leadoff triple. Followed the leadoff home run back in the first inning. And a runner is at third with nobody out for Keith Johnson, who went to the University of the Pacific before the Dodgers drafted him in the fourth round of 1992's amateur draft. Third hit given up by Dries, a leadoff triple. Runner at third, nobody out. Keith Johnson, the third baseman, hitting .279, and he hits one, almost a carbon copy. Coming on, Ottavina cannot make the catch. He keeps the ball in front of him, though, bounces once, and it's a bloop single down the right field line for Keith Johnson, and an RBI, and it's 2-0. Stingers have doubled their lead in the second inning. A triple followed by a bloop single. The RBI by Johnson's his 43rd. 2-0 Stingers lead. Jason Hill is due up next. He went to the University of California, as did RedHawks starting pitcher Ryan Dries. Both went to Cal Berkeley. Jason Hill, drafted in the 8th round of the 98 amateur draft by the Anaheim Angels. Ryan Dries, originally a Cleveland Indian. And one Cal Bear to the other one, and it's outside, ball one. 1-0 the count. Jason Hill, the catcher, hitting .200. 2 home runs, though, with his 6 base hits this year. 2 of them have been round trippers. He has 5 RBIs. This is only his 11th game with the Stingers, and he hits it up the third baseline. Foul. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jason Hill. Number 8 batter in the order. Another run across, nobody out in the second inning for the Salt Lake Stingers after the RedHawks won last night 8-5 on a 4 home run performance team-wise. 2 home runs by Mike Lamb, solo, and a 3-run home run. The 3-run home run in the 9th ensured the 8-5 win. 1-1 is inside to Hill, and it's 2-1. Julio Ramirez is the on-deck batter and number 9 batter in the regular order. A triple down the right field line, backed up by a bloop single down the right field line. Barry Wesson hitting the 3-bagger, Keith Johnson driving him in, and it's 2-0 Stingers. 2-1 to Jason Hill, and it's through there for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ryan Dries, a right-hander. He was acquired by the Rangers organization in the trade for catcher Einar Diaz and Dries. Travis Hafner and Aaron Mayette were sent back to Cleveland. Here's a fly ball down the right field line, and it looks to be fair, and it's caught by Ottavina right next to the 3:15 marker down the right field line. Ottavina has this one played toward the line and makes the catch for the out. Again, it's a home run at 3:15 right down the line, and then the fence angles out steeper than a 45-degree angle out to the outfield fence. 20 feet away from the right field line, it's 345. So it goes from 315 to 345 in an area of about 20 feet. But if you just hit it down the line, it does not have to be hit altogether that far to get a home run. And we've seen some home runs in this series. The RedHawks had 4 last night. Stingers have 1 here tonight. Sean Figgins, the leadoff batter, got 1 in the bottom of the first. Hill flies out. Everything's been hit to right field. And with 1 out, here's Julio Ramirez, the center fielder, batting .276. He was 1 for 4 with an RBI last night. Ramirez, batting 9th, has 9 home runs and 41 runs batted in. He's a Dominican native. Florida Marlins took him as a non-drafted free agent in '93. It's a double play ground ball to Lamb at third, over to Pickler for 1, to first base for 2, and the double play ends the inning for the Stingers. The RedHawks have pulled off 104 twin killings. That was around the horn, a 5-4-3 double play. RedHawks had 2 last night. That's their first of the night. 1 run, 2 hits, nobody left. We go to the third. The RedHawks trailing 2-0 on the RedHawks Radio Network.
Oh, well, the race is on.
I'm George Jones. I've spent almost 50 years on the road with my RV, and I've learned a few things. Rule number 1, maps are not a bad thing. Rule number 2, eating a 3-day-old sandwich from a gas station is. Rule number 3, the sunset is prettier from a comfortable lawn chair. Rule number 4, visit the friendly folks at Camping World.
The RV and camping experts at Camping World can help you find your outdoor adventure. They sell, service, and install more RV gear and supplies than anyone. You can even save 10% on everything by joining the President's Club.
Oh, yeah, that's rule number 5.
So before you head out, gear up at Camping World.
Maybe that should be rule number 1.
To find great prices on the best RV and camping gear, visit Camping World. For store locations nationwide, go to campingworld.com or call 1-800-616-CAMP. That's 1-800-616-CAMP.
All right, folks, while we have a minute, let's go up to the chopper with Brad Powell, get a traffic update. Brad, what do you see up there?
Well, thanks a lot, Scott. Nothing you're going to want to hear about, unfortunately. You can expect major delays on the interstate. An overturned tractor-trailer's got traffic backed up for about 25 miles. It's a real bad situation, Scott, but I do have good news.
What's that, Brad?
I just saved a load of money on car insurance by switching to Geico.
See how much you could save. Visit geico.com. Geico. 15 minutes online could save you 15% on car insurance.
Infielder, outfielder, Ramon Navarre, the latest Texas Rangers call-up. They purchased a contract of Navarre this morning. And before the day ended, the RedHawks received the services of Marshall McDougal, who played shortstop for the most part for the Frisco Rough Riders. And McDougal is in uniform now and with the team, we understand, down in the dugout downstairs. Could play tonight, probably won't, but could play tonight if needed. McDougal hit 13 home runs and had 69 batted in with Frisco in 110 games. The latest to come up the elevator from the Frisco Rough Riders. Here's Gerald Laird to lead things off for the RedHawks in the third. Laird and then Jeff Pickler batting in the number 9 spot for the first time this season. Then back to the top of the order and Jermaine Clark. It's a 2-0 Stingers lead. Matt Hensley, the right-hander, on the mound. 0-1 the count after Laird's foul ball. Next pitch is a fastball, too tall, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Fans on the berms in left and right field. And they have a small train. It looks like an enlarged Fisher-Price toy with 3 train cars behind the engine. Here's a line drive hit deep to left field, and it'll one-hop the fence. Gerald Laird has at least a double. He'll put on the brakes at second base, and Laird with a stand-up double. His 13th of the year to lead things off in the third inning. The second hit given up by Hensley. Anyway, they have that train with the engine and 3 cars that circle the outfield all throughout the game. They'll go from right field to left field, pick up a group of kiddos, and go from left to right field all during the game. Youngsters can ride the thing, and did all during the game last night. Gerald Laird gets halfway around the field with the double. He's at second base, and the RedHawks' best chance to score in the game. Nobody out, a runner at second. The RedHawks had runners at first and second with 1 out back in the first, but ran themselves out of their opportunity to score as Clark was caught trying to steal third base. Here's Pickler, who squares to bunt with nobody out and takes the pitch, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Pickler has 10 sacrifice bunts this year. The RedHawks have 34 sacrifice bunts as a team. Laird at second can move pretty well for a catcher. They'll protect at third and first in on the fringe of the grass. Pickler, a left-handed batter, and the pitch is way inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Jeff Pickler. Went to the University of Tennessee and obtained in 2001 via the Rule 5 draft from the Milwaukee Brewers to the Texas Rangers. Pickler hitting .235, no home runs, 28 RBIs. He was 0 for 5 last night. He reached on an error and stole a base, but that was all the noise that Pickler made last evening, and tonight he's batting in the 9th position. RedHawks trailing 2-0. They have something brewing here in the third. 2-0 from Hensley to Pickler. Chopped out to the first baseman. It's fielded by Guile. He'll step on the bag. That works just as well as a bunt. Moving to third is Laird as Pickler chops one to the first baseman, the former Oklahoma State Cowboy, Jeff Guile. 1 down now and a runner at third base. Now a fly ball by Clark. Could drive Gerald Laird home. Clark has walked in his only trip So he's 0 for none tonight. He was caught trying to steal third base. Last night, Clark was 1 for 2 with a home run and 2 RBIs. He also walked and had a sacrifice bunt. And Clark, as we mentioned earlier, is hitting .368 in the month of July. He's had a good month thus far. The RedHawks, not necessarily a good month. They're only 12 and 14, but Clark has hit well. First pitch swung on and a fly ball lifted deep right field. He may have another home run. At the fence, a reach up, and Wesson cannot catch it. Clark has a double as it bounces back in, but scoring on the play is Gerald Laird. And the RedHawks have cut the lead in half. It's 2-1. That ball was hit as deep as it could possibly be hit in right field and not be out of the park. The fence is 10 foot tall. There's 8 feet of padding and then another 2 feet of screen at the top of the fence. And Wesson reached up and could not make the catch as the ball came off the screen part above the 8 foot tall padding and back onto the field. It is a double and an RBI for Jermaine Clark, and it's 2-1. RedHawks trail by a single run. And Ryan Christensen is due up next. Clark almost got his 5th home run since coming back to the RedHawks not even a month ago. Pitch to Christensen is a slider strike on the outside corner. Gerald Laird gets a double to start the inning. He scores easily from third base on the RBI double by Jermaine Clark. Clark now has 4 doubles to go with 4 triples and 8 home runs this season. 0-1. Hensley comes home to Ryan Christensen and almost hit him way inside at the thighs as he jets out of the way, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Christensen hitting .337 to this at-bat, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. On the road this season, though, he's hit .372. RedHawks as a team have just batted better on the road. They have won more games percentage-wise on the road than at home. And last night was no different. 1-1 to Ryan Christensen. He went to Pepperdine. Swing and miss. A changeup thrown that time by Matt Hensley. Christensen last night was 0 for 4 and struck out 3 times. He flew out to center field the first out of the first inning of this game. So he's 0 for 5 on this current trip to Salt Lake. The city is Salt Lake City. The team is Salt Lake. Salt Lake Stingers. 1-2 to Christensen. Swung on. A ground ball hit to the hole. Knocked down by the third baseman. Johnson cannot make a play to first, though. He cut the ball off in front of the shortstop, Sean Figgins, and knocked it down. It'll be a base hit by Ryan Christensen. Moving on the play was Jermaine Clark, and Clark had to stop right in front of Keith Johnson's dive. Then when Johnson picked the ball up, the speediness of Christensen already had him at the first base bag by the time that Johnson could collect himself and try to throw to first, so he didn't even throw. The RedHawks get their 3rd hit of the inning. Their 4th of the game. Runners at first and second. 1 out. The batter is Mike Lamb, who homered twice last night and went 4 for 5. Hensley walked Lamb his first time up. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball strike on the outside corner. Mike's wife, Teresa, listens on occasion. We hope she's listening in. Hope she heard last night's fireworks by this Lamb, who was not sheepish at the plate last evening. Hate to use the play on words, but it's stuck in my mind since last night, and Lamb roared to his 4 for 5 evening. Lamb, a left-handed batter. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and it's a base hit to right field. Let's see if they'll try to score Clark. Bobby Jones gives him the green light. There's a throw to home plate. Not in time. Clark runs over home plate. Does not even slide, and the RedHawks have tied it up. 4 hits in the inning, 5 in the game. Mike Lamb gets an RBI single. Moving to third on the play is Ryan Christensen. Scoring is Jermaine Clark, and the RedHawks have tied it up at 2 apiece. Mike Lamb is now 5 for 6 with 5 RBIs in just a game and a third thus far in this road trip to Salt Lake. The RBI for Lamb is his 23rd in his 43rd game as a RedHawk. He spent 11 games with the Rangers. Now time is called as Hill comes out from behind home plate, wants to go through the defensive setup, and he was talking with Keith Johnson, the third baseman. Jason Hart at the plate. Runners at first and third. Lamb at first. Christensen with a lot of speed at third base. Only 1 out. We're tied at 2. We're in the top of the third. Here's the pitch to Hart. Swung on and popped up on the infield. Drifting back is the second baseman. Durrington will make the catch in front of the right fielder. Todd Christensen does not tag and try to score. Hart pops out. There's 2 away.
Number 17.
Paul Ottavina is due up next. He got the first hit of the RedHawks game. Ottavina got his base knock in the second inning. So he's 1 for 1 tonight, 1 for 4 in the current series after going 0 for 3 with a sacrifice fly and an RBI last night. They're still in the corners, but the RedHawks have tied it up 2-2. They've out-hit Salt Lake 5-4 thus far. Just a gorgeous backdrop of the Rocky Mountain Range off in the distance. Sun still lighting up the mountain range. It is just as pretty as any place that we have seen in this league. It might be a little prettier than Albuquerque. Albuquerque looks onto the mountain range from home plate to center field as well, but this is a higher mountain range and more majestic. It's got a lot more character to it. No snow caps at this time of year, and especially with today's 101 degree high and 97 degree current temperature. 2 throws have been made over to first base. Lamb's really not a threat to steal. He's 0 for 1 this year. He was caught stealing once on a missed hit and run play at home plate. And I hate to pick on Jason Jones, but I believe it was Jason at the plate with Lamb on the base. Might not have been, but here's the first pitch to Paul Ottavina finally, and it's a called strike. 0-1. Jones doesn't mind. He's up with the big guys now. Part of the Texas Rangers. He's already hit a home run early in his stay in Texas. I believe that former RedHawks right-hander Robert Ellis is pitching for the Rangers in tonight's game. Here, though, the AAA affiliate tied with the Anaheim Angels AAA affiliate. 2-2 in the third inning. Hensley is awfully worried about Lamb over at first base. He has made now the 4th throw to first base, and Lamb has not even had to dive back in. He does not have a big enough lead. It's a bigger lead this time, though. 0-1. Here's the pitch on the way to Ottavina, and it's outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs and 2 on. We're in the top of the third. The RedHawks have tied it up with 2 runs this inning. Gerald Laird's double. He was driven in by Jermaine Clark's double. Mike Lamb drove in Jermaine Clark with a single. Ryan Christensen has an infield hit in there as well. The RedHawks have 4 hits in this inning and have scored twice. They're trying to keep it spinning with Ottavina at the plate. There's a changeup swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Early in the season, there are still white caps on the top of the mountain range that's beyond center field. And again, on the compass, we are set up differently at this ballpark. Home plate looking to straightaway center field is northwest looking southeast, looking toward home. Whereas home plate looking to center field at SBC Bricktown Ballpark is southwest looking northeast. 1-2, check swing. Ottavina strikes out anyway. A called strike 3 on the outside corner. But the RedHawks scored twice on 4 hits. No errors and 2 left. We go to the home half of the third. We're tied at 2 on the RedHawks Radio Network.
Okay, people. Profits have been down 6 to 8 quarters. I brought in a motivational speaker.
All right. Hi, I'm here to motivate you losers.
This man is not a motivational speaker.
So, let's see. We should probably start with an icebreaker, huh?
He doesn't know any icebreakers.
Okay, here's one. This will be fun. Knock, knock.
He's an imposter. And here at SBC Southwestern Valley Yellow Pages, we'd like to remind our customers not to fall for that kind of stuff.
And well, then when I say, then you say, who's there? A big unmotivated loser.
There's only one real SBC Southwestern Valley Yellow Pages, the one you rely on for more information, more ads, and more up-to-date listings.
And you're supposed to say a big unmotivated loser who? Come on.
Is it any wonder more people trust the SBC Southwestern Valley Yellow Pages? Look for us online at smartpages.com.
The SBC Smart Yellow Pages is the directory you've always relied on. It's the most trusted and used directory around. The SBC Smart Yellow Pages is the only book you'll need.
Welcome to our turf. No matter what the season, no matter what the sport, the Oklahoman has you covered. On the gridiron, courtside, the diamond, the ice, wherever. Check out tomorrow's Oklahoman for the full recap of tonight's match. Forwards, backwards, sideways, down. More coverage, more scores, more action. You're in our house now. the Oklahoman. Sports is our turf.
Well, the Stingers have batted through their order in the first 2 innings, so it's the regular leadoff order at the plate in the third. Sean Figgins, the shortstop, who has a home run, followed by Trent Durrington, who popped out to center, and Jeff Guile, who grounded out to first in the first inning, due up here again in the third. We're tied at 2. RedHawks and the Stingers of Salt Lake City in the north central part of the state of Utah. Just a gorgeous view off beyond center field with the mountain range in the distance, and we are at 4,200 and change above sea level at this field. Out of the massively high elevation that we have over a mile high in Albuquerque and over a mile high at Colorado Springs. Figgins fouls one down the right field side. That caroms off something, hopefully a seed, as it bounces all the way back out into right field. 1 ball and 1 strike. One of our fans asking if we can see Mars better since we are 5,000 feet closer to it. We're going to see Mars very well by the end of this month, or coming month. 1-1 to Figgins. It's a fastball up and in. Sean is spelled C-H-O-N-E, but it's pronounced Sean Figgins. Figgins went to Brandon High School in the state of Florida. Drafted in the 4th round out of high school, and he hits an inside-out swing. 1 hop out to Manny Alexander on a funny spin at shortstop. He throws to first, wide of the bag, but Hart digs it out. 1 bounce in to first base, to the outfield side of first base on the throw from Manny Alexander on a weird swing by Sean Figgins. But we have 1 out in the 3rd inning, and Trent Durrington is due up next. Well, the Earth is going to be as close to Mars as it's been in thousands of years. 60,000 years the low estimate, 73,000 the high estimate, but who's really counting? I don't know that we would have any historian that could argue with that. It's all done on estimates, but that bright star you see very late at night coming out of the east and staying south is not a star, it's Mars. In fact, it's still lit up when the sun comes up in the morning, and it's going to get brighter. Durrington has taken 2 pitches, 2 balls and no strikes. He's 0 for 1 in this game. He popped out to center field back in the first, and he pops up to right field here in the third. Back close to the track, Ottavina retreats and makes the catch, and we have 2 outs. Mike Treps, my broadcast partner back in home games, knows of the astronomy bug that has bitten me, but I don't know if our RedHawk fans know this, that Bobby Jones, the manager of the RedHawks, has as big a telescope as I do and knows about as much or has about the same updates on what's up in the heavens per day. In fact, we converse about that quite a bit. 2 outs. Durrington hits a flare to right field, and it's caught. And now here's Jeff Guile, the former Oklahoma State Cowboy, who grounded out to first base his first time up. Last night he was 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. He's taken a ball and now swings and misses, and it's 1-1. Guile is a native to British Columbia and Canada. Played collegiately at OSU, finished in '97, and signed as a non-drafted free agent by the Anaheim Angels. That foul ball up the first baseline is grabbed by a man that has a 10-foot or longer net, a fishing net, and he fished that ball from foul territory and then tossed it over to one of the young men sitting on the front row. 1-2 to Guile, a curveball thrown outside from Ryan Drees. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Guile at the plate. His next pitch swung on, hit in the air to left field. Jermaine Clark, shading his eyes from the sun, makes the catch, although it messed him up just a bit as he's looking right into the sunshine in left field. But Guile flies out to end the inning. A 3-up, 3-down inning for the first time for the Stingers in this game. No runs, no hits, and nobody left. We're a third of the way finished. We're tied at 2. We go to the 4th inning on the RedHawks Radio Network.
Hey, you, listening to the radio. How you feeling these days? Okay? Not bad? Come on. Is that where you want to be? When was the last time you did something you once looked forward to doing? You know, symptoms of depression could be holding you back. Perhaps you should ask your doctor about your treatment options, like Effexor XR, venlafaxine HCl. It works on both serotonin and norepinephrine, two chemicals in the brain linked to depression. Correcting the imbalance of these two chemicals may relieve symptoms of depression. Effexor XR is not for everyone. People taking MAO inhibitors should not take Effexor XR. Side effects may include nausea, dizziness, sleepiness, nervousness, insomnia, anorexia, and constipation. Effexor XR may raise blood pressure, so it should be monitored. Talk to your doctor if you're pregnant or nursing and before discontinuing or reducing your dose. For more information, see our ad in health, visit thechangeYouDeserve.com, or call 1-877-YOU-DESERVE. That's Y-O-U-DESERVE. Effexor XR, the change you deserve. Ask your doctor if it's right for you.
Hi, Tom Bodette for Motel6.com. Next time you're goofing around on the internet, in other words, the next time you're at work, click on over to Motel6.com for Click 6 web bargains. Those are special discounts at hundreds of locations that you can only get when you book online. Just look for the Click 6 icon at Motel6.com and then get back to work. I'm Tom Bodette, and we'll leave the light and the modem on for you. And a Accor Hotel.
On to the fourth inning. It is Danny Artois, followed by Manny Alexander and Gerald Laird. 6, 7, and 8 in the regular order. Batting 1, 2, 3 in the fourth inning, and a 2-2 tie. Matt Hensley on the mound, a right-hander for the Salt Lake Stingers. AAA affiliate of the Anaheim Angels, the world champions, defending champions. Then we're on to the Edmonton Trappers, winners of the league last season. Trappers are the AAA affiliate of the Montreal Expos, not the defending champions. Far from it. And we'll be on to Edmonton. We travel and play on the same day. That'll be on Saturday morning into evening of this week. RedHawks won last night, 8-5, the opening game of this short 4-game series. Here's Artois, who grounded into a 6-4-3 double play back in the fourth inning. Danny is still hitting in the 300s in July, 326, 1 double, 4 RBIs, and he takes a ball high. Artois from Ville Platte, Louisiana. Next pitch is a slider strike on the outside corner. 97. The heat index here, though, only 92. There is such a thing as a dry heat. There's only 11% humidity, so it only feels like 92, even though the thermometer shows 97. 1-1 pitch, curveball strike. Artois was buckling at home plate with that one coming in. Danny hit into a 6-4-3 double play in his first at-bat this game. Did not play yesterday. And Artois, as a DH this season, has hit .210. He has 6 home runs, and all 6 have been in road games. Maybe he can make it 7. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Artois took a big rip at that one and waves at it. We have 1 down, and Manny Alexander is due up next. The RedHawks tied at 2 apiece with the Stingers. RedHawks are now 12-14 in July. They're only 5-5 in Wednesday games. Wednesday's been an off day several times this season. We've also had some cancellations on Wednesdays, so only 10 games have been played on Wednesdays this season. The RedHawks have won half of them. Manny Alexander takes a strike on the inside corner. He struck out his first time up tonight and was 0 for 4 with a strikeout last night. So he's 0 for Salt Lake so far. The 0-1 pitch to Alexander is a strike on the outside corner. And he struck out swinging to end the second inning. And here he's behind 0-2. He struck out on 3 pitches back in the second. Let's see what happens as Henley seems to have Manny Alexander's number, which is 2, by the way. 0-2, the count as well. Here's the wind and the 0-2 pitch to Manny. Skips in at home plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lights are on. They haven't taken effect. Still lots of high blue sky here above Salt Lake City. Just a little bit of a haze between our view and the mountain range in the distance. 1-2 pitch. Swung on in line. One shot to the third baseman. Keith Johnson catches it on the hop and throws to first to get the out. Alexander's thrown out of a pretty nice defensive play by Keith Johnson. We have 2 outs, and Gerald Laird is due up next. He has a double and a run scored in this game. He was 2 for 4 with the double and 2 runs scored last night. He had a bunt single late in the game and was driven in by the 3-run home run by Mike Lamb. The deciding runs in last night's game. 2 outs, and here's Laird. 1 for 1 tonight. 3 for 5 so far in the series, and the first pitch is fouled off to the right. Gerald has got so much upside to his career still ahead of him. Just starting to feel a groove again at the plate. He started out this season. He had home runs in his first 2 games, then went forever before he got his 3rd home run. That was in Iowa. 0-1. Pitch is through there for a strike. 0-2 the count to Gerald Laird. He went to Cypress Junior College in Orange County, California. Played for Jeff Pickler's father, and then the Oakland A's drafted him in the 2nd round. And then he was part of a trade that brought Hart on the current team here, along with Mario Ramos and Ryan Ludwig. Ramos back with Frisco, and Ludwig's on with the Cleveland Indians now, but part of that trade to the RedHawks. Laird was part of it. Still with the team with his teammate Jason Hart. He takes outside, ball 1. 1-2. Matt Hensley on the mound. Out of the windup, the right-hander deals. Swung on and hit back to the shortstop. Sean Figgins fields on one hop. Then he throws to Guile on one hop, but Guile catches it to end the inning. A 3-up, 3-down, 4th inning. The RedHawks are retired in order for the first time this game. They had a 3-batter 2nd inning, but a double play got in there along with Paul Ottavia's single. So this is the first 3-up, 3-down inning of the game. Nothing across, top of the 4th. We've gone to the last of the 4th, and we're tied at 2 on the RedHawks Radio Network.
Listen up, y'all. This message is coming at you from Sprite Remix, the brand new tropical flavor of Sprite, saying, here's to the people who remix the world into what it is today.
1, 2, 3.
The people who look at the rules and say, I don't think so. Like that first little...
We'll need an ID once we get out of this.
All right.
Brian! Here's to the guy who thought feedback could be music. And to every sister who wondered what in the world was happening to her albums.
I'm going to kill him!
Here's to the cats that haunt the stacks, looking for the break in their heads. Here's to that kid out there with an MP3 who's going to take it to the next level. But most of all, here's to that first cat with a turntable that said, you don't think this is an instrument? Check this out. Much love to the DJs. Have yourself a Sprite remix. You deserve it. It's Sprite with tropical flavor. Sprite Remix. Rethink, remix, refresh.
At Luxair, we've been setting the performance standard in efficient, cost-saving heating and air conditioning systems. And this year, Luxair is partnering with the Make-A-Wish Foundation to deliver the magic of a wish to children with life-threatening illnesses across the country. Request Services is your local participating Luxair dealer. Call 640-6264 today. 640-6264. Call today and enjoy the Luxair Performance Promise. Luxair, setting the performance standard.
Well, the Rangers are in Arlington tonight, and the new call-up pitcher, Robert Ellis, pitching in his 2nd game of the Rangers. Texas has a 7-1 lead in the 6th inning over the Red Sox. Ellis has pitched the first 6 innings, has given 4 hits and 1 run earned, 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. The 1 run was a home run. The Rangers lead in that game 7-1. It's thought if Jose Dominguez has a couple of good outings with the RedHawks, he would be the next RedHawk to become a Texas Ranger. Here we go in the bottom of the 3rd. It's a ground ball hit by Adam Riggs, and Manny Alexander gets handcuffed and cannot make the play at shortstop. Alexander charged with his 11th error of the season. A runner at first, nobody out. Every inning except for the 3rd, the leadoff runner has gotten on. In the first 2 innings, the leadoff runner scored. RedHawks have 1 double play in this game, 104 on the season. They'd like 105 right here. Here's Gary Johnson, who struck out looking to end the first inning. 0 for 1 tonight, 0 for 3 last night. A runner at first, nobody out. An error on Manny Alexander. And again, his 11th of the season. Manny starting his 86th game of the year at shortstop. He's played more than that. and has started more games than that, but not at shortstop. He's played some at second base, some at third. He was the starting third baseman on opening day for the RedHawks. Next batter up, Gary Johnson, takes a curveball low. 1-0 the count. We're tied at 2. The go-ahead run on board via the error for the Stingers in the 4th inning. Ryan Drees deals. It's cued foul off the end of the bat up the third base side. The left-handed batter Gary Johnson at the plate. Went to college at Brigham Young in this state. And the Anaheim Angels drafted him in the 19th round of the 99 draft. Good to see Robert Ellis and his Texas Rangers teammates backing him up tonight. Well, there's no one that's fought harder than Ellis to get back to the level he's at again. 1-1 pitch. Curveball, strike on the inside corner. Good looking pitch by Drees. I told Drees, let's get about 8 2/3 work in tonight, get you a win and get on down the line. And he said, if I'm going to pitch 8 2/3, I want to pitch all 9. All right, good enough. 1-2 to Johnson. Scoots him away from the plate. Fastball missed low. Drees will do some yard work on the mound as his drop step landing point was a little bit shallow, so he's going to kick out a trench there at home plate, or rather on the pitcher's mound for his delivery to home plate. Now all that's done. Runner at first. Adam Riggs is a threat to go. He has 8 stolen bases, and here's a one-hopper to Manny at second base. He steps on second base for the first out, but his throw to first cannot be made in time. He could get no impetus behind that ball as Manny, over to get the one hop over the mound, overran second base to get to the ball, had to step backwards onto second base and then throw against his body with no momentum from his body to first base. Could not get the double play, but a runner's at first now with 1 out, and a double play would end the inning. Gary Johnson reaches on the fielder's choice. Manny retires Adam Riggs at second, unassisted. Barry Wesson is the batter. He's 1 for 1 with a triple and a run scored. First pitch is a called strike. RedHawks tied at 2 apiece in the bottom of the 4th. Stingers batting in Salt Lake City. Drees out of the stretch, fires a fastball, and it's fouled off, back behind home plate. 30 yards of foul territory from home plate back to the backstop. And much like every park we play in, a cable suspended Major League netting back behind home plate. A 3-foot-tall padded concrete wall back behind for the solid backstop, and then the netting from 3 foot high all the way up to the second level. 0-2, just outside. Threw a slider close to the strike zone, and Wesson laid off of it. Wesson was 1 for 3 last night. He walked and had a stolen base as well. Tonight he's 1 for 1 with the triple. That's his 4th triple of the year. He scored a run, his 47th run scored back in the second inning. 1-2 the count, a runner at first. The pitch on the way, and it's lined down the right field line. This could score a run. Alavina up with the ball. They're going to hold runners at first and third. The ball died after it got down the right field line, and Wesson is held to a single. Moving to third is Gary Johnson. The RedHawks are still just a double play ground ball away from ending the inning. But the Stingers now have the go-ahead run 90 feet away, and Keith Johnson, no relation to Gary Johnson, at the plate now. Keith Johnson's 1 for 1 with an RBI single. That was in the second inning that drove in Barry Wesson. Wesson at first with his second hit of the game. Gary Johnson over at third now, with Keith Johnson at the plate. His updated average at 282. He also has 8 home runs and 42 runs batted in. And counting the one in the second inning, he has 43 now. First pitch from Drees is a fastball in at the knees. 1-0 the count. Had a good crowd on hand last night, 5,600 for Tuesday evening baseball. It's a little bigger tonight. Going to be in the 6,500 range, probably, maybe 7,000. There's a pitch down low in the dirt, a ball. 2-0 the count. Nashville and New Orleans lost their games last evening. The RedHawks gained a game on first place Nashville. They still are behind the 8 ball, and they'll need some help from Nashville and other teams to get back in it. But with a month to go, 8.5 games back, we'll see what happens. The 2-0 pitch, Swung on, and a one-shot past Manny into center field. A base hit will score a run. Keith Johnson gets an RBI single, his second RBI single of the game, and the RedHawks trail again, 3-2. Gary Johnson scores. And every inning thus far this game that the Stingers have gotten the leadoff runner on, they've scored. Happened in the first, the second, and now the fourth. It was a 3-up, 3-down third inning against Grease and the RedHawks. Back-to-back singles now given up to Barry Wessett and Keith Johnson. Jason Hill is due up next. He's 0 for 1 with a fly ball to right. Runners at first and second. It's a 3-2 Stingers lead. Ryan Drees has pitched well thus far this game, though, so we'll see. Pitch swung on, a ground ball hit to Lamb. He'll throw to second for one. Pickler the first for a double play, and the inning's over. Just like that. It's a 5-4-3 around the horn double play, the same one that ended the second inning. This time hit by Jason Hill. The RedHawks have turned 105 double plays on the season, 2 in this game. 1 run, 2 hits, an error, and 1 left on base. 4 in the book. The RedHawks trail now 3-2 and come to bat in the 5th on the RedHawks Radio Network.
If you're single and you've been going around in circles looking for the right person to love, then I've got a life-changing idea for you. Hi, I'm Dr. Neil Clark Warren, founder of eHarmony.com. Our team of PhDs has developed a proven way to match singles that consistently results in relationship success. That's why eHarmony.com is so different. It really works. We're receiving hundreds of marriage announcements, and these eHarmony marriages are significantly happier. If you're really serious about finding the person of your dreams, visit eHarmony.com. We'll take care of the incredibly complex task of compatibility so you can enjoy the fun of finding the chemistry. I want to encourage you to try eHarmony today. We'll give you an eye-opening personality profile absolutely free. This $40 value will get you started on the most important search of your life. Find real compatibility at eHarmony.com.
You know, you ought to check your credit report.
But I just don't have time.
I have to clean out the garage.
And take the kids to the doctor.
And balance my checkbook.
And take the dog to the vet. And mow the lawn. And do the groceries. And cover the
Stop. If you haven't checked your credit report, there's a fast, easy solution. Log on to freecreditreport.com and we'll show you how to find out online what's in your credit report and get 30 days of our credit check monitoring service free. So don't say,
I'm just too busy.
Log on to freecreditreport.com today.
3-2, the Stingers lead, and right-hander Matt Hensley is finishing his warm-up pitches as we get ready to start the 5th. We are late on an ID break, but we will take that now, so let's pause. 10 seconds for station identification on RedHawks Radio.
You're listening to Oklahoma RedHawks baseball on the flagship station, AM 1340 KEBC, Oklahoma City.
In Salt Lake City, Utah, Dave Garrett back at the Clear Channel Studios. Ken Post at 50 Penn Place in the state capitol. Here it's 97 degrees, sun still out, winds out of the north at less than 10 miles per hour. That's blowing from home plate to right field in this park, believe it or not. Jet Pickler will lead off for the RedHawks in the 5th inning. Pickler is the number 9 batter in the order tonight, batting 9th for the first time this season. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out to first. Hensley winds and fires, and Pickler hits it to the opposite field fairly deep and right at Gary Johnson. And we have 1 out after 1 pitch and 1 swing. Pickler is 0 for 7 thus far on this trip to Salt Lake. Jermaine Clark is due up. Clark is 2 for 3 with a homer and a double and 3 RBIs between the 2 games. Last night he was 1 for 2. He also walked, which does not count as an at-bat, and he had a sacrifice bunt, which doesn't even count as a plate appearance in last night's game, and he tattoos one to straightaway center field. Julio Ramirez makes 3 steps adjustment to his right, to our left, and makes the play.
Center fielder, number 16.
First pitch swinging for Jermaine Clark as well. 2 pitches, 2 outs in the 5th inning. 2 fly balls to the outfield. And Ryan Christensen, who's 1 for 2 tonight with an infield hit, is due up next. He was 0 for 4 last night with 3 strikeouts. 2 gone on 2 pitches. First pitch to Christensen, he takes strike 1. We'll get you some scores from other PCL games this evening. Here's the 0-1 to Christensen. He laces one foul. Look out. That's into the second level and off a seat down into the low level. Hopefully that hit a seat the way it bounced back downstairs. There's a second level of grandstands here. And about where Oklahoma's Park left side grandstand ends, up above the third base dugout back at SBC Bricktown Ballpark, about where they end there, that's where they end on both sides at this ballpark. The upper deck does not go down the right field line like it does back in Oklahoma City. 1-2 to Christensen now, skips in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Nashville at home playing Albuquerque lost to the Isotopes last night. Chuck listening in will know the Isotopes were named for the Simpsons and the Springfield Isotopes. But Albuquerque won last night in Nashville, but Nashville leads tonight 4-0. Here's a high fly ball, deep right field. Back goes Barry Wesson. He reaches up and makes the catch at the warning track. A well-hit ball by Christensen, but not hit well enough. Caught by Wesson in right to end the inning, a 3-up and 3-down inning for the second straight. The RedHawks have gone 3-up and 3 down. Nothing across in the 5th, 3 fly balls. And we go to the bottom of the 5th at the halfway point of this game. Salt Lake leads Oklahoma 3-2 on the RedHawks Radio Network.
Welcome to your national park, people. I'm the park ranger.
This man is not a park ranger.
I can answer any questions you might have.
He can't answer anything.
What if we see a bear?
Grab it by the tail and drag it back to me.
But isn't that dangerous?
Oh, please, I'll be fine.
He's an imposter. And here at SBC Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages, we'd like to remind our customers not to fall for that kind of stuff.
That buffalo is actually quite tame. Go ahead and blow in his face.
There's only one real SBC Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages, the one you rely on for more information, more ads, and more up-to-date listings.
Now, if you really want to see a mountain lion, just wear this medallion around your neck.
But isn't this steak?
Yeah, it's a steak medallion. Now get going. You'll see a pack of them pretty soon.
Is it any wonder more people trust the SBC Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages? Look for us online at smartpages.com.
The SBC Smart Yellow Pages is the directory you've always relied on. It's the most trusted and used directory around. The SBC Smart Yellow Pages is the only book you'll need.
At Luxair, we've been setting the performance standard in efficient, cost-saving heating and air conditioning systems. And this year, Luxair is partnering with the Make-A-Wish Foundation to deliver the magic of a wish to children with life-threatening illnesses across the country. C&S Heat and Air is your local participating Luxair dealer. Call 364-9007 today. 364-9007. Call today and enjoy the Luxair Performance Promise. Luxair, setting the performance standard.
Bottom of the 5th, Salt Lake Stingers will send their 9-1-2 batters to the plate. Julio Ramirez, who's 0 for 1. Sean Figgins, who's 1 for 2 with a home run. And Trent Durrington, who's 0 for 2. Due at the plate here in the 5th against right-hander Ryan Drees. Drees went to the University of California at Berkeley. And came to the Rangers from the Cleveland Indians organization. Drees is spelled D-R-E-S-E, Ryan Drees. With a 5-5 record, but he's 3-1 in the month of July, as is Matt Hensley, the starting pitcher tonight for Salt Lake. Ramirez took strike 1. Now he takes outside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Julio Ramirez hitting .276. Made it to the Dominican Republic. Here's the 1-1 pitch. A changeup, swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Dominican Republic sharing the same landmass as Haiti. And just a skip across the pond from Puerto Rico back to the west of United States territory, Puerto Rico. Have several Dominicans. Will Nieves was a Puerto Rican native who started last night's game at catcher. He's not in the lineup tonight. Ramirez fouls one off to the right, and it's still 1-2. Ryan Drees hoping his teammates can get him back into this one as he trails 3-2. Redhawks have been out hit 6-5. It's been a close game, just like the score indicates. 1-2 skips past Gerald Laird at home plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Drees was a 5th-round draft choice by the Cleveland Indians out of California in the '98 draft. Here's the pitch, and it's outside, a ball. He was a teammate with Jason Hill, the catcher of this team. In fact, we saw the two shaking hands before last night's game. Hill probably caught Dries at California. They finished the same year. 3-2, swung on, line drive, left field. Ramirez takes a good long turn at first, and the ball gets hung up in left field before Jermaine Clark can get to it. And Ramirez will move to second base. The ball hit over the third baseman's head, but not hit very hard, and it did not roll all the way out to Jermaine Clark's cutoff. Jermaine had to run in on the ball, so that will be a double by Ramirez to short left field. Didn't quite, oh no, then they're going to charge an error to the left fielder. We have an error charge to the left fielder, Jermaine Clark, as Clark came in and mishandled the ball. Julio Ramirez gets a single and moves to second on the error. Second error of the game by the RedHawks. Next batter up is Figgins, and he hits a fly ball to Clark in left field. Clark fields it, and there's a bluff tag at second base by Ramirez, but no movement. Well, that's the first error by Clark as a RedHawk. It's his 5th ever overall. He started the season with the RedHawks, then played most of the season with the Portland Beavers, and then came back in a trade about a month ago from Portland, or their parent, the San Diego Padres, back to the Rangers and the Oklahoma RedHawks. But that's the first error made by Clark as a RedHawk. So a runner at second base with one out now. And Trent Durrington, who's 0 for 2, is at the plate. The RedHawks have turned 2 double plays tonight. Conventional double play not set up here, though. First pitch to Durrington's outside. No bullpen activity for the RedHawks in the 5th inning. Durrington is flown out to center and to right field in this game. Jeff Guile will follow. 3-2, Stingers lead it. Dries checks second, turns but no throw. Nobody's back there to cover. Rangers lead Boston 8-1 in the 7th inning now. It looks like Robert Ellis is going to get a win for the Rangers tonight in Arlington. There's a curveball that misses outside. Durrington had called time and backed out of the box, but it was not honored by the home plate umpire. And the pitch missed outside, so it's 2 balls and no strikes. Dries had a free one that time, but missed the strike zone. 2-0 the count. Pitch on the way to Durrington. Down the middle of strike. Durrington hitting .306 in 98 games. So he's legitimate and a low 300s batter. He's a native to Sydney, Australia, and still calls Australia his home. He's a non-drafted free agent acquisition of Anaheim in 1994. The pitch swung on and hit off to the right side. Reference our friend Chuck listening in again tonight. We both have been to Sydney, and, well, that is gorgeous territory in this world. Hope to get back to Australia one of these days. But Durrington calls Australia his home. 2-2 pitch to Durrington. Swing and a miss. A fastball blown by Ryan Dries, and Durrington takes a good long stare at Dries at the end of that pitch. Ryan Dries gets a strikeout. It's only his 2nd of the game, a first strikeout swinging. And we have 2 down in the 5th inning with a runner at second base. Jeff Guile is due up next, and he's 0 for 2 in this evening's game. And if you're out there listening along with those we've said hello to, you can drop us an email at radioredhawk@aol.com. Singular in one word, radioredhawk@aol.com, and say hello. We'll recognize you on the air during one of our late broadcasts tonight from the Mountain Time Zone. We'll continue in the Mountain Time Zone in Edmonton this Saturday through next Tuesday. Jeff Guile is due up. He takes high ball 1. Guile played in Stillwater at Oklahoma State University in his college days. Here he's hitting .252, and he takes a slider strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Sunshine still lighting up the mountain range in the distance and reflecting off a few of the windows of homes and businesses along the mountain range and gleaming back toward us. 1-1 to Guile, swung on and popped up to right field. In comes Ottavina, out goes Pickler. Ottavina is there in time for the out to end the inning. So the error does not hurt the RedHawks, and in the 5th, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left. We are through 5 full innings. No runs across for the Stingers in the 5th. We go to the 6th. The RedHawks trail 3-2 on the RedHawks Radio Network.
Homeowners, are you tired of painting your house over and over again every few years? We'll stop this endless cycle of painting forever with vinyl siding from Sears Home Services. Call Sears now for a free in-home estimate at 1-800-225-5991. Sears vinyl siding will make your home's exterior virtually maintenance-free. It has the attractive look of freshly painted wood, and best of all, with Sears, it's satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. So if you're tired of scraping, sanding, and repainting your house, call Sears for a free vinyl siding estimate at 1-800-225-5991. Some restrictions apply, not available in all areas. Ask your representative for offer details and a written warranty. Products and services provided by a Sears authorized contractor, license number available on request. Put away that ladder and stop painting forever. Call Sears now at 1-800-225-5991. That's 1-800-225-5991.
Hi, Tom Bodette for Motel 6. Dog owners will be happy to know whether your best friend is a purebred show dog or the lovably mixed-up product of a neighborhood indiscretion. They're equally welcome at Motel 6. No judgments here. So put the old Cocker Chow Labrador mix in the back seat and hit the road. But first call 1-800-4MOTEL-6 or visit motel6.com. I'm Tom Bodette, and we'll leave the light on for you. Anacor Hotel.
6th inning, and Mike Lamb, Jason Hart, and Paul Ottavino will hit for the RedHawks. 3, 4, and 5 in the regular order. Ramon Navarre, purchased by the Texas Rangers today, his contract purchased, and he's up with the big guys now, and they'll enjoy the supreme talent of Ramon Navarre, and we certainly did. He was 3 for 5 in his last game as a RedHawk with a home run. And Navarre moving on. The RedHawks will pick up Marshall McDougal, who hit .258 in 110 games with Frisco, and now up with the RedHawks, and should be in the dugout. He arrived here late this afternoon. Mike Lamb to lead off. Tonight he's 1 for 1 with a single and RBI. Last night he was 4 for 5 with 2 homers and 4 RBIs, and he takes a curveball strike on the outside corner. The starter, Matt Hensley, 3 and 1 in the month of July with a 3.0 earned run average. He's walked only 5 and struck out 24 in this month thus far. 0-1. Misses inside and low. And as we told you earlier, Ryan Drees is also 3 and 1 in the month of July. His ERA a little bit higher at 3.95. But both have won 3 games in July. Mike Lamb hitting .293 to this at-bat. Pitch swung on and hit deep to left field. This is going to be extra bases as the ball skips out to the fence. Lamb rounds first, cruises into second with a stand-up double. And Lamb is 2 for 2 tonight and 6 for 7 in Salt Lake City thus far. That double is his 12th of the season. So the tying run is on board for Jason Hart, who's 0 for 2 tonight. With runners in scoring position this season, Hart has hit .288 in 104 at-bats. He's 0 for 2 tonight. And he has popped the ball up and flown to left field. Runner at second, nobody out. Hart, a big right-handed stick, still wears that shin protector on his left leg just below his knee. He had a foul ball off that area when we were at Nashville earlier this year and actually had to sit out a game. It's very tender below his left knee on his shin bone, which has no muscle protection. And he still wears that that brace, that padding there, not a brace, but it's just a hard covering over his left shin bone area. Time called as Jason Hill went out to the mound to talk with Matt Hensley. Hart yet to see a pitch. Here it is. It's a slider strike on the outside corner. Lamb leads off with a double. Lamb's 2 for 2 with a walk this game. He also has an RBI, and the RedHawks have the go-ahead run at the plate, the tying run on board at second base. Hart can hit a home run. He has 15 on the season. This has been a home run park thus far. RedHawks have a home run tonight. 0-1. He misses low. RedHawks do not have a home run tonight. We should say the Stingers have a home run tonight. Sean Figgins hit a solo home run to start the game at the bottom of the first. Jermaine Clark hit one high off the wall in right field. We thought might go out. The RedHawks have 3 doubles tonight. Pitch low to Hart, beg your pardon, and it's 1-1 strike. Jason Hart went to Southwest Missouri State. Part of a trade from Oakland to the Rangers. And he takes outside a fastball, 1-2 the count. Hart hitting .248 updated, 15 home runs, 62 runs batted in. On the road, Hart has 9 home runs and 38 RBIs, so over half of his RBIs and over half of his home runs have been in road games. The 1-2 to Hart, just outside, just had a notion to swing and checked his swing in time. No appeal made, and the first base umpires rotated out behind the pitcher's mound anyway, so he wouldn't have had a very good view of Hart's check swing. 2 balls and 2 strikes, nobody out. Mike Lamb at second base. RedHawks batting in the visitors' half of the 6th. 3-2, Stingers lead. Matt Hensley looks in. Now he finally comes set at the letters. The pitch to Hart, swung on and hit to the third baseman. Fielded by Keith Johnson. He'll throw to first. There's one away. A one-hop shot right at Keith Johnson. One down, and Paul Ottavina is due up next. Ottavina's 1 for 2 in this game. He had 3 home runs. Also with the Frisco Rough Riders before getting the call-up and promotion to the AAA affiliate of the Rangers. Frisco, the AA affiliate in its first season, taking over where Tulsa left off. He was promoted from Frisco on the 4th of July and joined us in Nashville. We're speaking of Paul Ottavina from Flanders, New Jersey. 75 games with the Rough Riders. Ottavina hit .267 with 3 homers. Here he's batting .238, no homers, 6 RBIs. This is his 23rd game as a Red Hawk. Pitch, a fastball strike at the knees. 0-1 to Paul Ottavina. Ottavina, Ottavina from Flanders, New Jersey, which is about a half hour west of the Meadowlands, where some New York teams play their sporting events. So do some New Jersey teams. Ottavina went to Seton Hall. Seton Hall plays in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Their basketball games at Continental Airlines Arena there. So he's from the Jersey side. 0-1. Ottavina's a left-handed batter. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit hard to the first baseman, Guile Fields, on the backhand. He'll step on the bag to retire the second batter, and moving to third is Mike Lamb. A hot shot by Ottavina, but Jeff Guile makes a nice play deep at first base. And with 2 outs, Danny Artois is due up next. Artois 0 for 2 tonight. He grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in the middle of the 2nd inning and struck out to start the 4th. 0 for 2 in this game, but Danny has hit .326 in July. He's the designated hitter, a right-handed batter. Artois went to McNeese State in Lake Charles, Louisiana, before the Oakland A's drafted him in the 5th round. And the first pitch hits him right on top of the helmet. Artois is hit on top of the helmet. Artois is a catcher. He's had plenty of foul balls fouled off his catcher's helmet. It did not look like a fastball, and most certainly Hensley doesn't want to hit a batter at this point. There's no reason to hit Artois, but he was hit by the pitch. Danny's been hit by pitches 3 times this season. And he may see a few stars and hear bells ringing for a moment, but he trotted up first base without anyone taking care of him, and he's talking with Bruce Crabb at first base now. Artois has a smile on his face, we can see. So runners on the corners. A hit batsman, and here's Manny Alexander, who's 0 for 2. Hensley out of the stretch delivers, and it's fouled off, strike 1. Hensley has hit 9 batters this season. That's the 45th time that a Salt Lake pitcher has hit a batter this season. The RedHawks have been hit by pitches 43 times, including that one by Danny Artois, his 3rd taken for the team this season. He didn't have any choice on that one. It was in on him too fast to get out of the way and beat him right off the top of the helmet. Next pitch, a fastball outside to Manny Alexander, and the count evens at 1-1 strike. 2 outs and 2 on. The RedHawks trail 3-2. We're in the first of the 6th inning. Alexander from San Pedro de Macorís in the Dominican Republic. Right-handed batter, 32 years of age, still in the league. Next pitch misses way outside, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike to Manuel de Jesus Alexander. Rode over on the shuttle today with Manny. He and Ryan Drees were the last to come over. The pitchers usually come over last. Manny waited for the last one tonight as well, as did this reporter. 2 balls and a strike with 2 outs. The pitch down low, and it's 3-1. Two outs and runners at first and third. Ardois at first. Mike Lamb is still over at third base after he doubled to start this inning. Lamb has only recorded 1 out. In this series thus far. The pitch to Manning is way outside, and the bases are loaded. On a 3-1 pitch, Alexander walks. He's at first. Danny Ardois at second. Fans are restless here in Salt Lake City. Mike Lamb is at third. Gerald Laird comes to the plate. Gerald has been at the plate with the bases loaded 7 times this year and does not have a hit yet. He is 0 for 7 in bases loaded situations. With runners in scoring position and 2 outs, Laird has 28 at-bats, and he's hit .250. He's hit a quarter of the times. 7 for 28. With runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Bases loaded here and 2 outs. A dangerous bat at the plate. Laird's 1 for 2 tonight. He takes a curveball strike. Mike Meyer writes us and asks, how many come from behind wins do the RedHawks have in the 8th and 9th innings? And I don't think very many. I think you could count them on one hand, Mike. And they might be extra innings. One at Colorado Springs was extra innings, come from behind. Nothing in one. Here's the pitch. Through there for a strike, and it's 0-2. The RedHawks were tied into the 9th inning last night, and with 2 outs, Mike Lamb hit a 3-run home run, and the RedHawks went on to win. But I think you can count those on one hand, but they're not readily available, not statistically kept. But believe me, we started looking today. We know that the RedHawks have 3 games with 3 home runs hit by team members, and no games until last night with 4 home runs. But last night the RedHawks enjoyed 4 home runs and won 8-5. Tonight in the top of the 6th, trailing 3-2. 0-2 the count on Laird with the bases loaded. And the pitch is swung on and fouled off to the right. We'll stay at 0-2. Mike wrote us at Radio RedHawk at AOL.com. Chuck in Texas wrote us tonight. Mike in Yukon, Oklahoma wrote us a letter. Gerald Laird here trying to make the fans, wherever they're listening, happy ones tonight. With the RedHawks trailing, a base hit here probably scores 2. 0-2 the count. Laird's 1 for 2 tonight with a double. The pitch swung on and fouled off. It was a foul ball off the inside of the left leg of the catcher, Jason Hill, and it caromed off to the right. Immediately called a foul ball by the home plate umpire. So Laird has another chance. Bases are loaded. Alexander's at first. Ardois at second. Mike Lamb at third. 2 outs. Gerald Laird with a 0-2 count again. Steps back in. He doubled and scored a run in the third and grounded out to end the 4th. Laird last night was 2 for 4 with a double and 2 runs scored. He's had a productive series. Right here, the swing of the bat and a base hit would make it even more productive and probably would give the RedHawks the lead. Again, Laird has no base hits with the bases loaded this season in 7 tries previous. There's always time for the first. 0-2 the pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Laird do it. So did the fans. Laird caught looking. That'll end the inning with the bases loaded. No runs, a hit, 3 left. We go to the last of the 6th. The RedHawks trail 3-2 on the RedHawks Radio Network.
Listen up, y'all. This message is coming at you from Sprite Remix, the brand new tropical flavor of Sprite, saying, here's to the people who remix the world into what it is today. The people who look at the rules and say, I don't think so. Like that first little DJ who ruined every needle in Dad's hi-fi. Brian! Here's to the guy who thought feedback could be music. And to every sister who wondered what in the world was happening to her albums.
I'm going to kill him.
Here's to the cats that haunt the stats, looking for the break in their heads. Here's to that kid out there with an MP3 who's going to take it to the next level. But most of all, here's to that first cat with a turntable that said, you don't think this is an instrument? Check this out. Much love to the DJs. Have yourself a Sprite remix. You deserve it. It's Sprite with tropical flavor. Sprite remix. Rethink. Remix. Refresh.
Welcome to our turf. No matter what the season, no matter what the sport, the Oklahoman has you covered. On the gridiron, courtside, the diamond, the ice, wherever. Check out tomorrow's Oklahoman for the full recap of tonight's match. Forwards, backwards, sideways, down. More coverage, more scores, more action. You're in our house now. The Oklahoman. Sports is our turn.
The last of the 6th inning, and the RedHawks leave the bases loaded in the top of the 6th. Here at the bottom of the 6th, Adam Riggs, Gary Johnson, and Barry Wesson hit 1, 2, 3 against Ryan Drees. A letter from Chris Bryant in Oklahoma City saying hello. Need some more road magic. We agree with you, Chris. Maybe the RedHawks can put it together again tonight. As we said earlier, Nashville was leading at home over Albuquerque after losing to the Isotopes last night. They're in the 5th inning in the Music City, and Nashville leads 4-0 tonight. New Orleans leads at Colorado Springs 2-0 in the 5th. New Orleans lost at Colorado Springs last night. Both of the teams ahead of the RedHawks lost. And the RedHawks won. Here's Riggs, and the first pitch is swung on and hit down the third baseline foul. RedHawks trailed 3-2. They won last night 8-5. They never trailed last night. But tonight, the Stingers have led most of this game. 0-1 to Riggs. Misses low. Gerald Laird's catching. Hart and Pickler on the right side. Alexander and Lamb on the left side. Jermaine Clarkson left field. Ryan Christensen in center with Navarre up with the Rangers now. And Paul Ottavina back in right. There's a pitch skipping in at home plate. It's 2 balls and a strike now, the count on the batter, Adam Riggs, who's 1 for 2 tonight. He singled, left stranded in the first. Reached on an error, but was out on a fielder's choice in the 4th. Next pitch swung on and popped up to center field. Back goes Christensen. There's a lot of room in center field. He backs up all the way to the warning track and has this one for the out. It would take a monster smash. Not to be confused with Morris Pickett's monster mash, but it would take a monster smash to get it out in center field. 420 feet to a 10-foot high fence. That ball was hit in the graveyard by Adam Riggs, 1 out. There's a curveball, strike call to Gary Johnson, who's 0 for 2 tonight. He reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th and scored the 3rd run of the game, which is the deciding run right now. 0-1, swung on, tapped out to Jeff Pickler. It takes a bad hop. Pickler still catches the ball, snow-coned it, and threw to first in time for the out. The ball hit the lip of the infield grass, took a hop away from the second baseman to the shortstop side of second. Pickler changed in midair his direction toward the ball, caught it, but you could see it hang right out on the edge of the webbing. Pickler got it out of his glove and threw to first to get Gary Johnson. What a nice recovery by Jeff Pickler. 2 up and 2 down. Next batter up is Barry Wesson, who's 2 for 2 tonight with a triple and a single and a run scored. 3-2, RedHawks trail. The 1-0 pitch to Wesson. The strike at the letters. Wesson went to Brandon High School. There are 2 Brandon High School attendees on this team, but from different states. Wesson went to Brandon, Mississippi. Sean Figgins went to Brandon, Florida. Wesson hits a ball out to Pickler. No bad hops this time. He fields it on 2 dribbles and throws to first for the final out. The 3 up, 3 down. 6th inning for the Stingers. No runs, no hits, and nobody left. We go to the 7th. It's 3-2 Salt Lake on the RedHawks Radio Network.
I'm George Jones. I've spent almost 50 years on the road with my RV, and I've learned a few things. Rule number 1, maps are not a bad thing. Rule number 2, eating a 3-day-old sandwich from a gas station is. Rule number 3, the sunset is prettier from a comfortable lawn chair. Rule number 4, visit the friendly folks at Camping World.
The RV and camping experts at Camping World can help you find your outdoor adventure. They sell, service, and install more RV gear and supplies than anyone. You can even save 10% on everything by joining the President's Club.
Oh, yeah, that's rule number 5.
So before you head out, gear up at Camping World.
Maybe that should be rule number 1.
To find great prices on the best RV and camping gear, visit Camping World. For store locations nationwide, go to campingworld.com or call 1-800-616-CAMP. That's 1-800-616-CAMP.
Visa presents the joys of summer. Summertime. When all you need to enjoy the day is a wide sandy beach and a good book and some sunscreen. And of course a sun visor and drinks and some snacks you can't forget. Those, and sunglasses and those nifty beach sandals and a beach towel, maybe an inflatable raft. But mostly a wide sandy beach and a good book. What helps make this perfect day possible? Visa check card. A great way to buy everything you need to enjoy a perfect summer day. Visa check card is everywhere you want to be this summer.
Matt Hensley still on the mound. It's 94 degrees in Salt Lake City. You know it's 78 degrees back in Oklahoma City after pretty bad storms last night. Knocked some of our listeners' power out. Some still do not have power this evening. 78 at home and 94 in Salt Lake City. We took the temperatures with us, although it's a very comfortable evening, relatively, and the RedHawks come to bat in the 7th inning. Jeff Pickler to lead things off. He'll be followed by Jermaine Clark and Ryan Christensen. Bruce Crabb is now managing at third base, is running traffic at third base, as Cole Liniak trots over to first base, and Bobby Jones has taken a seat in the dugout. He's managing from the dugout. Pickler takes outside ball 1 from Matt Hensley, the starter. Jeff is 0 for 2 tonight. He's 0 for 7 thus far in the series. He's batting number 9 in the order tonight. The 1-0 pitch from Hensley on the way, and it's high, a ball. 2-0 the count to Jeff Pickler. Went to the University of Tennessee. Originally signed by the Milwaukee Brewers in the 11th round. Taken by the Rangers in a Rule 5 draft. Now with the RedHawks. The 2-0 to Pickler. This is inside and low. He played for Oklahoma last summer. Back this summer. Not enjoying the same batting average success that he has enjoyed in the past, but still a good, solid second baseman. 3-0. Curveball strike on the outside corner. Pickler took a long look at that one. 3 balls and 1 strike to Jeff Pickler, the second baseman and number 9 batter, followed by Jermaine Clark and Ryan Christensen. 3-2 Stingers lead it. They've led most of the game. The RedHawks had it tied at 2 apiece as Pickler takes a strike. They had it tied at 2 apiece after their at-bat in the top of the 3rd. Then in the bottom of the 4th, the Stingers took the lead back 3-2. And they've held it. And we're now in the top of the 7th. 3-2 the count to Jeff Pickler. Nobody out. Pickler grounded out to first and flew out to the opposite field. 3-2 is high and away, and Pickler walks. A leadoff walk to Jeff Pickler. The RedHawks had the leadoff runner at second base back in the 6th inning and could not score a run. They left the bases loaded. Pierre Laird was caught looking on a strike 3. Biggest strikeout of the game thus far from Matt Hensley. He has struck out 4 in the game. Hensley has. He also had walked a batter and hit a batter in the 6th. Now they're going to get a pitcher up and working in the Salt Lake bullpen down the right field line. Runner at first. Jermaine Clark is the batter. He squares the bunt. Takes ball 1. Time call now as the pitching coach, Rich Bombard, will come out of the dugout and talk with Matt Hensley. They've got a right-hander warming in the bullpen area. They're not bullpens per se, just the warm-up areas in the field of play in foul territory down the left and right field lines. They've got a right-hander up and working in the Salt Lake bullpen. They lost their best relief pitcher. The Stingers did. He was taken up. Doug Nickel taken away in a trade. So Nickel's not available. Jermaine Clark still at the plate. Conversation over on the mound. Clark steps back in. Jermaine tonight is 1 for 2 with a double and an RBI. RedHawks trail by a run. The tying run at first. Jeff Pickler's a threat to go. He has 30 stolen bases on the season. And Pickler had a good lead at first base. Hensley threw over there. Now Pickler gets his lead again. Jermaine Clark has walked and doubled and flown to center. Pitch on the way. Squares to bunt. Drags it up the first baseline. But it's foul. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Jermaine hitting .256 in all games this season. As a RedHawk, though, in 20 games had raised his batting average from 111 when he came back to the team all the way up to .262 as of tonight's start. 16 of 61. Since coming back to the RedHawks, he hasn't even been back for a month. He has a double, 2 triples, 4 home runs, 14 runs batted in. One more tonight makes it 15. One more double tonight makes it 2 doubles. RedHawks alone, but in the PCL the stats are combined. He has 4 doubles total now and 25 RBIs. There's another toss to first. Clark's only looked at 2 pitches. One he bunted foul, the other one he took for ball 1. So it's 1-1, nobody out. Runner at first. Pickler a good lead again. Matt Hensley on the mound. Works out of the stretch. There's another throw to first base, and Pickler's back in with the hands first dive, and he's out. Pickler took his hand off the bag, and when he took his hand off the bag, Guile had the glove on his body, and Pickler was called out. He slid back in, but when he lifted his hand off the bag, Pickler insists that he had his right leg on the bag. The umpire at first base said that Pickler did not, and he is out. Oh, man, does that sting. Pickler claiming that he got his leg on the bag. When he took his hand off, his leg was still on. But the first base umpire, Casey Moser, doesn't buy it. Pickler is picked off. 1-1, pitch to Clark, outside a ball. Again, Pickler slid back in safely. But then when he took his hand off the bag, he did not have his leg on the bag, according to the umpire, and Guile held the tag on Pickler, and he was called out. There's a line drive down the right field line. It'll rattle in the corner. Clark turns hard at first base on his way to second with a sliding double. I don't know if Pickler would have scored on that double, but it would have been close. He would have had a chance.
Center fielder, number 16, Ryan Christensen.
But Clark comes back with a double after Pickler had been tagged out at first. Guile just kept that glove on top of Pickler like it was magnetized to him. And Pickler took his body off the base. Time called as the ball comes out of the bullpen area and back down behind home plate. 1 down, runner at second. Ryan Christensen comes to the plate. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Second double of the night for Clark, by the way. He's on at second base. With 1 out, Christensen steps in. He has an infield single sandwiched in between 2 fly balls to the outfield. He takes a slider inside, ball 1. It's one of the few infields, maybe even the first that I've seen in my lifetime, that doesn't have the full arc of the cutout of dirt back behind second base. It's parallel to the front of home plate, the cutout of dirt back behind second base. So it's kind of in a diamond. It looks like the shield on Superman's chest is what it looks like. the cutout area of dirt around the plate, or around the diamond. Usually there's a full arc of the dirt back behind second base, but not here. It's flattened out. Clark stands back there. 1-0 the count to Christensen. Here's the pitch. And it's outside and low, and it's 2-0. A leadoff walk to Pickler. He dives back in and took his hand off the bag, and Guile kept the glove pinned to Pickler, and Pickler was called out by Casey Mosier, first base umpire, and that took the lead runner away as Jermaine Clark then followed with a double, wouldn't you know? Christensen hitting 340 to this at bat. The pitch swung on and lined down the left field line, foul. That scatters everybody in the RedHawks bullpen. Nobody warming up, but a variety of RedHawks sitting in those chairback seats down the left field line, out in the field of play. 2-1 the count to Ryan Christensen, who went to Pepperdine. He too started out in the Oakland A's. In fact, he was with the Brewers last season. There's a pickoff move back to second, and Clark is back in standing. Christensen has been on the DL twice since coming back from the Rangers. Said it just about drove him nuts. When he feels well enough to play, although he had the muscle pulls that he had, just couldn't force him back into play. 1 out, 2-1 the count. Christensen at the plate. Pitch on the way. Swung on and hit deep to left field. This has a chance. It's going and gone. A 2-run home run by Ryan Christensen. A line drive to deep left field, and the RedHawks have scored twice in the second inning. That ball never got 30 feet high off the ground. Christensen hit a rope over the 345 mark, over the 10-foot fence, beyond left field. A 2-run home run by Christensen, and the RedHawks have the lead 4-3. Now here comes the manager, and that's going to be it for Matt Hensley. Mike Blumley out of the dugout. Hensley has given up 14 home runs. The RedHawks have homers in each night now. 4 last night, 1 tonight. A 2-run home run scored Clark and Christensen, and the RedHawks have the lead 4-3. A reliever coming in with just 1 out in the top of the 7th inning, and the fans show their appreciation to Hensley. A pretty well pitched game, but he gave up the mistake to Ryan Christensen, who gets his second hit of this game and gives the RedHawks a 4-3 lead. With 1 out in the top of the 7th, the batter's Mike Lynn. With the new pitcher coming in, we'll pause for these messages on the RedHawks Radio Network.
Welcome to your national park, people. I'm the park ranger.
This man is not a park ranger.
I can answer any questions you might have.
He can't answer anything.
What if we see a bear?
Grab it by the tail and drag it back to me.
Isn't that dangerous?
Oh, please, I'll be fine.
He's an imposter. And here at SBC Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages, we'd like to remind our customers not to fall for that kind of stuff.
That buffalo is actually quite tame. Go ahead and blow in his face.
There's only one real SBC Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages, the one you rely on for more information, more ads, and more up-to-date listings.
Now, if you really want to see a mountain lion, just wear this medallion around your neck. But isn't this steak? Yeah, it's a steak medallion. Now get going. You'll see a pack of them pretty soon.
Is it any wonder more people trust the SBC Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages? Look for us online at smartpages.com.
The SBC Smart Yellow Pages is the directory you've always relied on. It's the most trusted and used directory around. The SBC Smart Yellow Pages is the only book you need.
Good class.
Ooh, your arthritis pain's acting up again. How'd you know?
Oh,
I knew.
use an ordinary pain rub on your arthritis, and everyone knows it.
See you next week.
Next time, try odor-free Aspirin instead. When used as directed, you get hours of clinically proven pain relief nobody knows about but you.
Oh, I see your arthritis is better. You can tell? Oh, I can tell.
Aspirin-free Aspirin. Arthritis pain relief nobody knows about but you.
Derek Turnbull from Franklin, Tennessee is now in the pitch, 6'3" by 210. He's on the 40-man of the Anaheim Angels, and Turnbull is in relief of Matt Hensley as Mike Lamb comes to the plate. Hensley's book is shut already with that 2-run home run by Ryan Christensen. He went 6 1/3 innings, allowing 8 hits and 4 runs all earned, 4 walks and 4 strikeouts. And Turnbull comes in to pitch now. It's spelled just like it sounds, Turnbow, Derek Turnbow. 0-1, 6.82 earned run average. His 26th appearance. He has 2 saves, but this is not a save situation. He throws a fastball strike to Mike Lamb. Turnbow in relief of Matt Hensley. Turnbow was with Rancho Cucamonga all of last season, had no record and a 5.25 earned run average. 0-1, swung on and fouled off by Lamb. Lamb is 2 for 2 tonight with a walk. He has singled and doubled and driven in a run tonight after going 4 for 5 with 2 homers and 4 RBIs last night. Lamb scored 3 runs himself last evening. Lamb is hitting .381 plus in the last 5 games. He is 2 for 2 in this one. The 0-2 pitch fouled off to the left. That'll rattle around just to our left on the back end of one of the suites. Club level seating, and then up to the top of the overhang and back down again. Ball pinball around up in the rafters. 0-2 to Mike Lamb. He's raised his average to .297. Base hit here gets him over 300. Pitch on the way. Too high a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mike Lamb. 94 degrees. Sun is down now. The lights have taken effect. We still have high blue sky, but no sunlight whatsoever, not even on the mountain range in our distance. Almost looks like a special effect off in the distance behind the haze. 1-2 to Lamb is too high from Derek Turnbow. Turnbow in 34 1/3 innings has allowed 46 hits and 27 runs, 26 earned and 34 1/3. He has a 6.82 earned run average. He's walked 19 and struck out 38. Batters have hit .315 against him. Turnbow also has given up 3 home runs. 2-2 to Lamb, and it's outside. Lamb fell behind 0-2. It's now 3-2 to Mike Lamb, who's 2 for 2 tonight and 6 for 7 so far in the 2-game series. Second of 4 games to be played, the only 4 games on this current trip between the Stingers and the RedHawks. They played 8 times last year. 3-2 pitch. High and inside, he walked on a 3-2 pitch. Lamb gets a free pass. Fans wanted a strikeout. Home plate umpire Steve Cox called that high and inside. So Lamb is on at first base, and Jason Hart, who's 0 for 3 tonight, comes to the plate. Jason's still a ticking time bomb waiting to erupt in this series. He's 0 for 7. He walked and struck out last night. Tonight he's put the ball in play, though. He flew out to left, popped up to second, and grounded out to third in his 3 at-bats tonight. Runner at first, 4-3 RedHawks lead. 1 out the top of the 7th. Pitch to Hart. Fastball, strike call on the outside corner. 94 here and 78 in Oklahoma City. Very strange. In our trip to New Orleans, right after the All-Star break, it was very comfortable in New Orleans. Here's the 0-1 to Hart, outside. We had our game time temperatures were like 78, 86, 81, and 82, while it was 106 on a couple of those days in Oklahoma City. So that was back on July 20th. Now our next destination, Edmonton, it's 79 degrees in that Alberta province tonight. 1-1 to Hart is too high for a ball. 2-1 to count to Jason Wyatt Hart. Hitting .247, 15 home runs, 62 runs batted in. 0 for 3 tonight, 0 for 7 in the series. We'll travel to Edmonton. And it's just almost impossible to get to Edmonton from Salt Lake City, but we'll be there on Saturday. 2-1, swing and a miss. Hart was swinging for the mountain range on that one and did not connect. Bruce Crabb goes through the signs up the third base side. Bobby Jones managing from the dugout now. Cole Liniak, squad member, utility infielder, is running traffic at first. 2-2 the count. Turnbow comes set. Here's the pitch. Fouled off, back up and over. We flew American Airlines to Salt Lake. We fly Northwest Airlines up to Edmonton. And for the staff for the RedHawks to get this lined out, it's just a tough piece of travel to Edmonton from Salt Lake City. Delta's known to fly in and out of here. Of course, the Delta Center where the Jazz play. here in Salt Lake City. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Swung on, a ground ball hit to the second baseman. Turrington goes to the short side to get the out as Trent Durrington backhanded the ball to get Mike Lamb at second base. Hart reaches on the fielder's choice, not hit hard enough for a double play. Delta doesn't fly from here to there, so we're flying through Minneapolis on Northwest. That tickles me because we get to fly over the Dakotas, and just this time of year it's just clear, and there might be a chance to spot Mount Rushmore on our flight to Minnesota on our way up to Alberta. We've already got that. Hopefully we sit on the left side of the plane. How about that? Here's Paul Aravina with 2 outs. RedHawks lead 4-3, and he lines it down the left field line to the opposite field. Hart turns hard at second, but will hold on at second base. Aravina gets his second base hit of the night. Runners at first and second. Danny Artois due up. He's 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch, was left stranded as part of a bases loaded situation back in the 6th. RedHawks could not capitalize, but they do this inning. Even with Pickler getting picked off at first, the RedHawks have still scored twice in the 7th. 2 outs, 4-3, RedHawks lead it. 2 on. Here's Artois, 0 for 2 tonight. Pitch on the way from Turnbull as a strike on the outside corner. Danny was hit right on top of the helmet back in the 6th inning. He was all right. It's the 3rd time this year he'd been hit by a pitch. First time right on the noodle, though. But he got right up and trotted down to first base, looking for his first hit in the series. 0-1. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with a curveball. And it's 0-2 to Danny Artois. Hitting .247 to this at-bat. He's the DH in tonight's game. Danny is the DH this season. Hit only .210, 4 of 19. No home runs, no RBIs coming into this game. And as we mentioned, he has 6 home runs this season. All 6 have been hit on the road. In fact, Danny has 6 home runs and 27 RBIs. And on the road, he has 6 home runs and 21 of those 27 RBIs. 0-2 to Artois, misses inside. Fans on the left side of the grandstand wanted a strikeout, but we are right behind home plate, and that was clearly inside and low, but hard to see if you're on the left side. There's Bobby Jones popping out at the top of the step of the dugout at third base, shouting something out to the runner at first, Aravina. 1-2 to Artois, with 2 on and 2 out in the 7th. Pitch on the way. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Artois is caught looking. That'll end the inning, but the RedHawks score twice on 3 base hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. It's stretch time, and the RedHawks have the lead 4-3 on the RedHawks Radio Network.
Welcome to the Yoga Book. I am Anna Nassir.
This woman is not a yoga instructor.
How come it says Trixie on your bag? I was Trixie the past life.
She was Trixie 5 minutes ago.
Now I'm Anna. Anna Nassir? Yeah, what she said.
She's an imposter. And here at SBC Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages, we'd like to remind our customers not to fall for that kind of stuff.
Let's begin as we wrap our left foot around our left knee. I can't feel my chakras.
There's only one real SBC Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages, the one you rely on for more information, more ads, and more up-to-date listings.
Now let's take a moment to remove all our jewelry, cash, car keys, and credit cards and pass them with great love to the front of the room.
Is it any wonder more people trust the SBC Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages? Look for us online at smartpages.com.
The SBC Smart Yellow Pages is the directory you've always relied on. It's the most trusted and used directory around. The SBC Smart Yellow Pages is the only book you'll need.
At Luxair, we've been setting the performance standard in efficient, cost-saving heating and air conditioning systems. And this year, Luxair is partnering with the Make-A-Wish Foundation to deliver the magic of a wish to children with life-threatening illnesses across the country. Request services as your local participating Luxair dealer. Call 640-6264 today. 640-6264. Call today and enjoy the Luxair Performance Promise. Luxair, setting the performance standard.
Top of the 7th coming, and the RedHawks have taken the lead, and home runs have been the RedHawks' best friend in this series thus far with the Stingers. Dave Garrett back with you once again as Ryan Dries will pitch into the bottom of the 7th. You were with us earlier in the game. We rode over with Dries today from the hotel. And then we're staying at a Sheraton here in Salt Lake City, and it's just an outstanding place. But anyway, we were riding over, and I told Dries when we got out, how about 8 2/3 innings tonight and get out of there and enjoy the win? And he said, if I go 8 2/3, I want to go 9. Well, so far he's gone 6, and he'll pitch into the 7th. In the bottom of the 7th, it's the bottom third of the order at the plate for the Salt Lake Stingers, but Dries pitches with the lead for the first time. And the leadoff batter is Keith Johnson. He takes low, ball 1. Keith is 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. Both of his hits were singles, and they came in the 2nd and 4th innings. And Keith's been part of double plays 2 times. He hits a line drive to Christensen in center field, and it's caught. 1 up, 1 down. Well, since Julio Ramirez got a single, then an error got charged to Jermaine Clark in misplaying the single in left field. Since then, 7 batters in a row have been retired by Dries and the RedHawks. 1 down in the 7th inning, and Jason Hill is due up. Hill is 0 for 2. He grounded into a 5-4-3 double play and flew out to right in his 2 at-bats in this game. Those of you who remember the Oklahoma City 89ers and baseball in Oklahoma City throughout the 80s and 90s, one of the staff members with the 89ers, Dorsina Picknell, is with the Salt Lake Stingers now. She's still here in this organization. Noticed her name pop up during our research for this series. And she's been around, and I know that'll tweak a few ears of RedHawk listeners back home. Dorsina's here now and working in one of the managing capacities with the Stingers, although I've not seen her yet on this trip. Jason Hill is the batter. He has taken 2 pitches, a ball and a strike. 79 degrees in Edmonton. It's 94 here. We're on to Edmonton on Saturday, and the RedHawks will fly and play in the same day. The RedHawks did that yesterday and played very well last night. Had a great game last night and won it with Mike Lamb's 3-run home run in the 9th inning with 2 outs. And the RedHawks won 8-5. Nashville and New Orleans both lost yesterday, so the RedHawks picked up a game on both teams, but more importantly on Nashville, the first place team in the PCL East. Tonight, though, Nashville is leading Albuquerque 4-2 in the 6th inning in the Music City. Here's the 2-1 to Hill. Swung on, and a fly ball hit to fairly deep center field. Back goes Christensen on the dead run. Reaches up, cannot make the play. 1 hop and against the fence. Rounding second on his way to third, Jason Hill cruises in with a triple. And the tying run is 90 feet away. Christensen testing that hamstring and that oblique muscle as he ran full throttle to deep right center field and reached up and could not make the catch. It was just over his head and up against the fence. The ball caromed away, and with that carom probably gave the base runner Hill the extra base, but Christensen thought he had a chance and looked like he had a chance to catch that one. Now the infield is going to be drawn in as Ryan Dries will face the number 9 batter, Julio Ramirez. A triple for Jason Hill. That's his first of the season. Hill, the former teammate of Ryan Dries at the University of California. Hill was a catcher. Dries, of course, a pitcher. And Hill got the drill of that baseball, better end of that bargain on this reunion with the triple to deep right. All right, here's Ramirez, who's 1 for 2 tonight. And he swings at the first pitch and pops it up foul out of play to the right. Nashville leads Albuquerque 4-2 in the 6th. New Orleans leads at Colorado Springs 2-0 in the 5th. The RedHawks lead here 4-3 in the 7th inning, but the Stingers are threatening with the runner at third and 1 out. Ramirez hitting .279 with 9 home runs, batting in the number 9 spot. The pitch just outside. Dries on the mound, and now Ray Beasley, who ended in the lineup card at home plate with the umpires tonight, and the manager for the Stingers, Mike Brumley. Beasley's now taking his warm-up pitches with bullpen catcher Justin Taylor down the left field line. 1-1 the count, a runner at third. Stingers trailing by 1, batting in the home half of the 7th inning. Pitch on the way. Swung on and lined off Reese's glove into center field. A base hit. A triple and then a hard hit single. Almost took Reese's head off. An RBI for Ramirez, and we're tied at 4 apiece now. And here comes Bobby Jones, and that's it for Drees, and we're going to have Beasley come in the game. An RBI single by Ramirez. His second single of the night ties the score at 4 apiece. Beasley's coming on with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th, knotted at 4. Each team has 9 hits. And the go-ahead run is on board at first base in the bottom of the 7th. With the change in pitchers, we'll pause for these messages in a 4-4 7th inning tie on the RedHawks Radio Network.
Listen up, y'all. This message is coming at you from Sprite Remix, the brand new tropical flavor of Sprite, saying, here's to the people who remix the world into what it is today.
1, 2, 3.
The people who look at the rules and say, I don't think so. Like that first little DJ who ruined every needle in Dad's Hi-Fi. Brian! Here's to the guy who thought feedback could be music. And to every sister who wondered what in the world was happening to her albums.
I'm going to kill him.
Here's to the cats that haunt the stacks, looking for the break in their heads. Here's to that kid out there with an MP3 who's going to take it to the next level. But most of all, here's to that first cat with a turntable that said, you don't think this is an instrument? Check this out. Much love to the DJs. Have yourself a Sprite remix. You deserve it. It's Sprite, the tropical flavor. Sprite remix. Rethink, remix, refresh.
This is Dr. Danny. Paul, you're on the air.
Hey, Dr. Danny.
Hey.
Man, listen, we're having a hard time potty training our son.
Well, that's a common problem. How old is your boy?
He's 26.
Paul, I have some bad news. At this age, potty training will be near impossible.
You kidding me?
No, but Paul, I do have some good news.
All right. What?
I just saved a bunch of money on car insurance by switching to Geico.
See what you could save. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance.
In the 7th inning, it's Ray Beasley on to face Sean Figgins, who's 1 for 3 tonight. But that one was a big one. It was a solo home run that started this game for the Stingers in the first inning. Stingers have led most of the game. They led 1-0, then 2-0, and the RedHawks tied it with 2 runs in the 3rd. Stingers took a 3-2 lead in the bottom of the 4th and led all the way to the top of the 7th. The RedHawks got the lead 4-3. Stingers tied up 4-4, and that's where we stand. A runner at first with 1 out, and Ray Beasley on the pitch. Drees still has an open book, but he's pitched 6 1/3 innings, allowed 9 hits and 4 runs, 3 earned, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Beasley comes on to pitch with a 4-3 record and a 5.5 earned run average. This is his 31st appearance. He has 3 saves. He's not pitching in a save scenario now. 36 innings. He's given 39 hits, 24 runs, 22 earned runs in 36 innings. He's walked 13 and struck out 20. He's allowed batters an average of 277, and it's a 1-1 count on Sean Figgins with the runner at first base. 1 out in a 4-4 tie, and Figgins swings and misses a changeup. Every pitcher, top to bottom on this staff, has a good changeup. And according to the pitchers, that's what Glenn Abbott preaches from day one in the RedHawks camp. A runner at first. 1-2 the count. There goes the runner. Pitch swung on and line to right field. A base hit. Coming on, Ottavina catches the ball on 1 hop, throws to third. Ball gets by the third baseman. Beasley doesn't back up the play, but the runner stays at third. The ball dribbled over and hit off the railing of the dugout and did not go out of play, and the RedHawks dodge a major bullet there. A run does not score. Beasley did not back the play up. The ball got by Lamb like it did last night on an error on Jeff Pickler on an overthrow. An error will be charged with the advancement of a runner because Figgins got to move to second base. There will be an error charged there, probably on Ottavina. So runners are at second and third now, but a runner would have scored, but the ball dribbled over and bounced off the dugout railing, came back to Lamb, and Julio Ramirez stuck at third base. 1 out, an error will be charged to Ottavina on the advancement. And they're going to walk Trent Durrington now to try to set up a double play. Durrington will be walked. There's 1 out, runners at second and third. RedHawks tied 4 apiece, and Durrington is drawing the intentional walk. Beasley will have to pitch it out. The count's 3-0, now 4-0. Durrington walks. So that'll load the bases. The RedHawks have 2 double plays tonight. Both are 5-4-3 double plays, and Jeff Guile, who's 0 for 3 tonight, is due up next. The former Oklahoma State Cowboy is grounded out to Jason Hart, flown to left and flown to right. He's 0 for 3 tonight and 0 for 6 in the series, including a walk and a strikeout. But he scored a run last night, but that was last night. Tonight we're tied 4 apiece, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Bases loaded. First time the bases loaded tonight for Salt Lake, the Anaheim Angels AAA team. With the bases loaded this season, Guile has hit 500 in 6 at-bats. He's 3 for 6. And he takes strike 1. Jeff Guile hitting an updated 251. He has 9 home runs, 33 runs batted in. The crowd on hand here tonight starting to get noisy. Bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of the 7th, and a 4-4 tie. Beasley started to go to the stretch. Now he steps off the rubber and wipes his brow with his left shirt sleeve. Now steps back on. Reynaldo Garcia is warming in the RedHawks bullpen down the left field line. The 0-1 pitch outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jeff Guile, a native to British Columbia and Canada. Went to Oklahoma State, finished with the Cowboys in the spring of '97. Was not drafted, but taken by the Anaheim Angels as a non-drafted free agent. A lot of times players can pick where they want to go, maybe get a better situation. So Guile signed with Anaheim. 1-1, way outside. Laird has to leave his crouch to get to that one, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike with 1 out and the bases loaded. Salt Lake Stingers with a chance to put a big sting on the RedHawks. Bases loaded. The bottom of the 7th inning in a 4-4 tie. 2-1 the count. Beasley in relief of Ryan Drees, who went 6 1/3. Pitch on the way, and it's bunted. Throw to third. Tag. Out. Bunted foul, or bunted right in front of home plate. Beg your pardon. Guile tried to bunt the ball and did not bunt it. He missed the bunt. And coming down the third base line, Ramirez was caught on a throw from Gerald Laird to Mike Lamb. Guile missed the bunt. It wasn't a suicide squeeze. It was going to be a squeeze bunt, but Guile missed the bunt. It's 2-2, 2 outs now. Runners at first and second. Boy, what a break for the RedHawks. Beasley delivers to Guile a curveball outside and low. Just to reemphasize what happened, Guile missed the bunt. Laird caught the pitch. Too far off the bag was Ramirez. Laird threw him out. It goes 2-5 for the second out. Now the count is 3-2 on Jeff Guile. Runners go. Pitches a curveball up and in, and that loads the bases. Guile walks to load the bases with 2 outs, and the cleanup hitter, Adam Riggs, coming to the plate. Riggs is 1 for 3 tonight. Here comes Bobby Jones. He's going to get the lefty Beasley out of there. And we're going to have the right-handed fireball thrower, Reynaldo Garcia, come in and pitch for the RedHawks. Bases loaded. Beasley faces 3 batters. He gives a hit to Sean Figgins. An error was charged to Ottavina, but nobody scored out of that situation. Book is closed on Drees now. Beasley faces 3 batters, gives a hit and 2 walks. And here comes Garcia with 2 outs and the bases loaded in a 4-4 tie. Garcia's on board. We'll pause for these 90 seconds on the RedHawks Radio Network.
Welcome to your national park, people. I'm the park ranger.
This man is not a park ranger.
I can answer any questions you might have.
He can't answer anything.
What if we see a bear?
Grab it by the tail and drag it back to me.
Isn't that dangerous?
Oh, please, I'll be fine.
He's an imposter. And here at SBC Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages, we'd like to remind our customers not to fall for that kind of stuff.
That buffalo is actually quite tame. Go ahead and blow in his face.
There's only one real SBC Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages, the one you rely on for more information, more ads, and more up-to-date listings.
Now, if you really want to see a mountain lion, just wear this medallion around your neck. But isn't this steak? Yeah, it's a steak medallion. Now get going. You'll see a pack of them pretty soon.
Is it any wonder more people trust the SBC Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages? Look for us online at smartpages.com.
The SBC Smart Yellow Pages is the directory you've always relied on. It's the most trusted and used directory around. The SBC Smart Yellow Pages is the only book you'll need.
Welcome back, folks. We're here with the legendary J-Team as they wrap up another flawless Jiffy Lube signature service oil change.
Wow, they did not miss a beat. The oil was changed, the fluids were topped off, the windows were cleaned, the tire pressure was checked, and the interior was vacuumed. Quite an impressive show.
And they did it all in record time. These guys are truly destined for greatness.
Indeed. Well, that's all the time we have, folks. See you in 3,000 miles.
They take care of your car, they take care of you. Only a Jiffy Lube, the well-oiled machine.
Cleanup hitter Adam Riggs steps in. He takes high and away. Ball one. Want to know the count. Bases loaded. 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 7th in a 4-4 tie. Ray Garcia delivers. Swung on and hit in the air to right. This will end the inning. How about that? A 2-pitch relief performance for Garcia against the cleanup batter Riggs. Riggs flies out to right field, and the RedHawks dodge a major bullet in the 7th inning. Guile missing a bunt, and the runner at third, Ramirez, tagged down too far down the line from third base on a missed squeeze opportunity. Trying to pull off a squeeze by the Stingers, and it backfired, and the RedHawks get out of trouble as Riggs flies to right. 1 run on 3 hits. There was an error, and the bases were left loaded. We go to the 8th. We're tied at 4 on the RedHawks Radio Network.
Homeowners, are you tired of painting your house over and over again every few years? Well, stop this endless cycle of painting forever with vinyl siding from Sears Home Services. Call Sears now for a free in-home estimate at 1-800-225-5991. Sears Vinyl Siding will make your home's exterior virtually maintenance-free. It has the attractive look of freshly painted wood, and best of all, with Sears, it's satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. So if you're tired of scraping, sanding, and repainting your house, call Sears for a free vinyl siding estimate at 1-800-225-5991. Some restrictions apply, not available in all areas. Ask your representative for offer details and a written warranty. Products and services provided by a Sears authorized contractor, license number available on request. Put away that ladder and stop painting forever. Call Sears now at 1-800-225-5991. That's 1-800-225-5991.
And now for the big money question.
You're sitting center stage, one correct answer away from the grand prize, but you're twitching from the itching, squirming from the burning, and the whole audience is watching you.
I should have used Preparation H.
Cool it fast with new Preparation H Cooling Gel. Now with vitamin E and aloe. Cools on contact for fast relief.
We need your answer. I should have used Preparation H.
New Preparation H Cooling Gel. Now with vitamin E and aloe. Use as directed.
Rich Rodriguez is on the mound now from Duluth, Georgia. A 6-foot left-hander pitching for the Salt Lake Stingers. Eric Turnbow ended up going 2/3 of an inning. The starting pitcher, Matt Hensley, is off the hook. We're tied at 4. It's in the hands of the relievers, and right now it's Rodriguez and Garcia for the RedHawks. Manny Alexander to lead off in the top of the 8th, and Rich Rodriguez winds and fires a fastball that skips in at home plate. Ball 1. By the way, we were just visited by Dorsina Picknell, who's in the front office here with the Stingers. She says hello to all those listening who remember her back in Oklahoma. Rodriguez is 3-1 with a 2.45 earned run average. Manny swings and hits one deep to center field, but playable by Ramirez. He's over to make the play, and we have one out. A fly ball to center, 1 away. Gerald Laird is due up next. He's 1 for 3 in tonight's game. He struck out with the bases loaded in the 6th inning, but that's the bad news. The good news is he doubled and scored a run back in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 3 tonight, and he is 3 for 7 in the series thus far after going 2 for 4 last night. Rich Rodriguez on the mound, 3rd pitcher of the night. He's a lefty. This is his 31st appearance. He's pitched in 40 1/3 innings, allowed 43 hits but only 13 runs, 11 earned runs in 40 1/3. He has walked 12 and struck out 17. He throws a strike to Laird. The 0-1 pitch swung on and popped up to right field. Should be playable by Barry Wesson. The wind will carry this out a little deeper, but Wesson is there, and we have 2 outs. A fly ball to right. This game unfolding a lot like last night's. Tied into the ninth, and the RedHawks won at 8-5. Jeff Pickler is due up next. Pickler is 0 for 2 with a walk, and then he was picked off at first base. Pickler sliding back in safely, and then lifted his hand off the bag while Guile had the tag still connected, and Pickler was called out. 2 outs, pitch to Jeff, popped up, back behind the shortstop, should be the out. Sean Figgins over on the left field line finally makes the grab, and it's a 3 up, 3 down, 3-pitch, 8 inning. Very economical inning for this reliever, Rich Rodriguez. 2 fly balls and a pop-up. The RedHawks are gone in the first of the 8th. Nothing across. We're tied at 4. Bottom of the 8th coming on the RedHawks Radio Network.
Listen up, y'all. This message is coming at you from Sprite Remix, the brand new tropical flavor of Sprite, saying, here's to the people who remix the world into what it is today. 1, 2, 3. The people who look at the rules and say, I don't think so. Like that first little DJ who ruined every needle in Dad's hi-fi. Brian! Here's to the guy who thought feedback could be music. And to every sister who wondered what in the world was happening to her albums.
I'm gonna kill him!
Here's to the cats that haunt the stacks, looking for the break in their heads. Here's to that kid out there with an MP3 who's gonna take it to the next level. But most of all, here's to that first cat with a turntable that said, you don't think this is an instrument? Check this out. Much love to the DJs. Have yourself a Sprite remix. You deserve it. It's Sprite with tropical flavor. Sprite remix. Rethink, remix, refresh.
Welcome to our turf. No matter what the season, no matter what the sport, the Oklahoman has you covered. On the gridiron, courtside, the diamond, the ice, wherever. Check out tomorrow's Oklahoman for the full recap of tonight's match. Forwards, backwards, sideways, down. More coverage, more scores, more action. You're in our house now. The Oklahoman. Sports is our turf.
8th inning. Last of the 8th. Gary Johnson, Barry Wesson, and Keith Johnson. Inning 1, 2, 3. They are 5, 6, 7 in the regular order. Now facing Reynaldo Garcia, who got cleanup hitter Adam Riggs to fly out to right field to end the 7th. We're tied at 4 apiece. RedHawks and the Stingers in Salt Lake City. Garcia winds and fires a 95-mile-an-hour fastball on the inside corner, a strike. 0-1 the count. Johnson hitting .245. He has 9 home runs. Ray Garcia from Nagua in the Dominican Republic fires, and it's fouled off. And it's 0-2 to Gary Johnson, who went to Brigham Young here in Utah. Anaheim took him in the 19th round of the '99 amateur draft. RedHawks tied at 4 apiece. Close shave here in the 8th inning. We'll see if the RedHawks can pull on through in the 9th. 0-2 the count to Gary Johnson. Ray Garcia out of the windup. Here's the pitch. Throws a fastball outside. And it's 1-2. Now he comes back with that mid-90s fastball with a changeup. And we'll see what happens here. The left-handed hitting Gary Johnson. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball just missed low. No changeup. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Gary Johnson. Barry Wesson is 2 for 3. He follows. Johnson's 0 for 3. Although he reached on a fielder's choice and scored back in the 4th inning. That was the 3rd run at the time. 2-2 pitch. Garcia fires. Changeup swung on. Line drive right field, a base hit. A leadoff single to right. Gary Johnson waiting on the changeup. And waited on it and hit it to right. Runner at first, nobody out. Barry Wesson is 2 for 3 tonight. He has tripled and singled and grounded out. His ground out to Jeff Pickler into the 6th. He tripled back in the 2nd and scored the 2nd run of the game for Salt Lake. 4-4 our score. It's the Stingers and the RedHawks tonight in Salt Lake City. It's the Salt Lake Stingers in the Anaheim Angels farm system. Runner at first. Hart will hold. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Hit in the air to deep center field. Christensen has the play, though, and he's under for the catch. 1 out. First pitch swinging. Barry Wesson flies out to deep right center. And with one away, that'll bring up Keith Johnson, who's 2 for 3 tonight. Johnson, a right-handed batter, no relation to Gary Johnson. Keith Johnson went to the University of the Pacific. Elsewhere in the PCL, Albuquerque's catching Nashville. The Sounds lead 4-3 in the 8th. But New Orleans is beating up in Colorado Springs 7-0. The Zephyrs lead in the 9th inning. Here the RedHawks are tied at 4 in the bottom of the 8th. Stinger's at the plate. Runner at first, 1 out. Pitch to Johnson, a strike on the outside. Keith Johnson hitting .283 to this at-bat. 8 home runs, 44 runs batted in. 2 for 3 tonight. Both singles. He has 2 RBIs. The runner at first base is Gary Johnson after a leadoff single. 1 out. Pitch on the way to Keith Johnson. Swung on and a ground ball hit to Manny at short. He goes to Pickler for 1. No turn of a double play. Pickler took a good look at first base, but decided not to throw the ball. So Keith Johnson reaches on the fielder's choice, and Manny, having to come from the second base slant at shortstop, goes back deep in the hole at shortstop and makes the catch and throws back to second base. Pretty tough play. Manny was playing the batter shaded towards second base. But Keith Johnson reaches on the fielder's choice. Gary Johnson is out 6-4, 2 outs. And Jason Hill, the catcher, who scored the tying run last inning at the plate. He has a triple in 3 trips tonight. First pitch is a fastball outside. Ray Garcia on the mound now for the RedHawks. Reynaldo Garcia has been up with the Rangers a couple of times this year. From Nagua in the Dominican Republic, N-A-Y-U-A. Another Dominican native on the RedHawks roster. And the pitch on the way is outside, a ball. Ray is my airplane partner on the flight up. With changes in the roster this season, I'd sat next to Jason Hart a lot on the planes because they put us on the planes in alphabetical order and seats available. But Garcia, closer to Garrett with Reynaldo back on the team, so we sat with him a couple of trips. Here's a ground ball to Manny. This should end the inning, and it does. His flip to second base in time, and we go to the 9th, tied at 4. As my airplane partner, Reynaldo Garcia, is hit once in the 8th, but gets out without any damage. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We go to the 9th. The RedHawks are tied at 4 apiece on the RedHawks Radio Network.
The following conversation is real. It took place on March 25th, 2003, between an OnStar advisor and a subscriber.
Hello, this is Sean.
Yeah, my service engine's new line has come on. Can you tell me what's wrong?
Oh, we can run the diagnostic test for you here.
When you have OnStar, you only have to press one button to connect with an OnStar advisor who can run a GM Goodwrench remote diagnostic test on your engine, even while you're driving.
I actually did not come up with any problems at all. Now, the service engine's new light, is it a blinking light or is it a steady light?
It's not blinking or anything. It's just on.
Okay. Now, it does give us a couple of possibilities of why that light could be on. Most of the time, it would be if the gas cap is not on tight enough.
If you're already an OnStar subscriber, it's easy to maintain the safety and security you already enjoy for only $16.95 a month. Simply press the blue OnStar button and tell the advisor you'd like to renew. To learn more, visit OnStar.com.
All right. Anything else I can do for you?
That'll be it.
Okay. Well, thank you for your answer. You have a great evening, Mr.
OnStar. Always there. Always ready.
Hi, Tom Bodette for Motel6.com. Next time you're goofing around on the internet, next time you're at work, click on over to Motel6.com for Click 6 web bargains. Those are special discounts at hundreds of locations that you can only get when you book online. Just look for the Click 6 icon at Motel6.com and then get back to work. I'm Tom Bodette, and we'll leave the light and the modem on for you. And Accor Hotel.
9th inning, top of the order for the RedHawks against Rich Rodriguez. In relief, Derek Turnbull, who came in for the starter, Matt Hensley. The starters will not figure in the decision now. It's in the hands of the relievers. Ray Garcia, very capable hands thus far. And Rich Rodriguez came in the 8th inning and got 3 up and 3 down. So in the 9th, it's the top of the order. Jermaine Clark, who has 2 doubles tonight, 2 runs scored in 3 trips. He also has walked once this evening, 2 for 3 tonight, and 3 for 5 in the series at the plate. A left-handed batter, the leadoff hitter, followed by Ryan Christensen and Mike Lamb. Christensen's 2-run home run gave the RedHawks then a 4-3 lead. We're tied at 4. We're in the 9th. We were tied last night at 5 in the 9th. And the RedHawks had a 2-out, 3-run home run hit by Mike Leb and held on to win 8-5. C.J. Nipkowski got the win. The 1-0 to Clark is a strike on the outside corner. Jermaine has hit the ball hard tonight. He has 2 doubles this evening. Both hit to right field, both pull hits. The 1-1 pitch to Clark. Strike on the inside corner. Good looking slider that time. Dropped right off the table from Rich Rodriguez. Bobby Jones is back managing in the third base box. He had sat out a couple of innings, but back out there now. The 1-2. Clark has to lunge at this one. Fouls it off to stay alive in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Clark from Vacaville, California. He was born in Berkeley, California, which is home for the University of California. He lives in the San Francisco Bay Area in Vacaville. Went to the University of San Francisco before Dave Melia, former Red Hawk. 1-2, swung on, chopped out to Durrington at second. He backhands, double clutches, throws to first, and just barely gets Clark. That double clutch almost costed him. Clark is thrown out. 1 down, and Ryan Christensen, who's 2 for 4 tonight with a home run and 2 RBIs at the plate. And here comes the manager, Rich Rodriguez. Mike Brumley, the manager to get Rodriguez, we should say. Mike Brumley out to get Rodriguez, it appears, as a right-hander's warming in the bullpen. Let's see if they go to the bullpen. Yes, they do. So they're going to get the right-handed reliever to come in. Rodriguez is finished, and with Christensen coming to the plate, they'll get the lefty out of there and get the right-hander coming in. 1 down. We're tied at 4, top of the 9th. RedHawks at the Stingers. We'll tell you more about the pitcher in a moment on the RedHawks Radio Network.
If you or a loved one needs glasses or contacts or are getting blurred vision and feel hopelessly trapped in the endless downward spiral of your vision getting worse and worse every year, finally the freedom you never thought possible is here, and it's called the See Clearly method. It wasn't long ago I couldn't read anything on my desk without the help of reading glasses. But after doing the See Clearly method for only minutes a day, my optometrist said to me, you know, your vision is now better than 20/20. That's what you were in high school. I can't tell you how easy it is for you and your family to begin improving your vision today safely and naturally at home without the risk and expense of laser surgery. Thousands of people just like you and me are seeing clearer and sharper than we ever thought possible. I know. I'm Cliff Rose, founder of Vision Improvement Technologies, the company that brings you this scientific breakthrough, the See Clearly method. Call 1-800-900-0016 for your free video on the See Clearly method. That's 1-800-900-0016. Call 1-800-900-0016.
You don't want to be late for your golf lesson, or else you'll never learn how to outdrive your girlfriend. So you probably want to make something quick for dinner. Think fast, think eggs. Like poached eggs over French bread topped with your favorite chunky salsa. They're delicious, easy to make, and ready in minutes. So you make it on time, the pro adjusts your grip, and now you're driving the ball 250 yards. All thanks to the incredible edible egg. Think fast, think eggs. For other quick dinner ideas, visit AEB.org, the American Egg Board.
Mark Mianic is now on the pitch. He got 3 saves last year against the RedHawks in a 7-4 win at Oklahoma, in a 5-3 win here in Salt Lake City, and a 6-4 win in Salt Lake City. Mianic on in relief has 14 saves, although he's not in a save scenario here. He's in a win or a loss scenario. Mianic, spelled M-I-A-D-I-C-H. He's 4-2 with a 2.45 earned run average. This is his 36th appearance. He has 14 saves, 40 1/3 innings, 24 hits and 12 runs, 11 earned runs in 40 1/3. He has walked 31 and struck out 50, but batters have hit only 174 against Mark Mianic. Ryan Christensen due up, 2 for 4 with a home run. Righty to righty. First pitch outside and low from Mianic. Catching is Jason Hill, Guile and Durrington on the right side, Figgins and Johnson on the left side, and Scary Johnson in left field, Julio Ramirez in center, and Barry Wesson in right. 4-4 tie. Pitch to Christensen. It's a curveball strike on the outside corner. 10-foot fence all the way around, 345 down the left field line, 315 down the right field line, but it quickly goes back out to 345, 20 feet off the right field line. But just in that corner, it's very short. Christensen has a home run tonight. He hit it to left. It was a line drive that never got 30 feet off the ground. Christensen hit a shot out of the park in the 7th inning That gave the RedHawks a 4-3 lead at the time. We're now tied at 4 apiece. 2-1 now the count on Ryan Christensen, who waits at the plate. Miotic delivers, swing and a miss. Got him with a changeup, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ryan Christensen. Tied at 4. Miotic in. He's the 4th pitcher of the night. Hensley started, Turnbow, then Rodriguez, and now Miotic. For Ryan Christensen, went to Pepperdine University near Malibu Beach in the Los Angeles area. Miotic out of the stretch with the bases clear and 1 out. The pitch outside and low to Ryan Christensen. Ryan selected by the Athletics in the 10th round of the draft back in 1995. There's a swing and a miss on a changeup, and he strikes out. There's a couple of Ryan Christensens in pro ball. But this Ryan, selected by the A's back in 95. He was granted free agency in October of 2002, signed by the Rangers this past January in 2003. Played in the Brewers organization last year and strikes out. 2 outs. It's Mike Lamb, who won it with a 3-run home run last night. Tonight he is 2 for 2 with 2 walks. He has a double, a single, and an RBI. 2 outs, pitch to Lamb, swung on, and a deep fly ball to center field. This should be caught by Ramirez, but he's at the warning track before he can haul it in. A nice long ride by Mike Lamb, but he hits it to the graveyard in straightaway center. You've got to clear a 10-foot fence at 420 in straightaway center. And we go to the bottom of the 9th, tied at 4 on the RedHawks Radio Network.
Welcome to your national park, people. I'm the park ranger.
This man is not a park ranger.
I can answer any questions you might have.
He can't answer anything.
What if we see a bear?
Grab it by the tail and drag it back to me.
Isn't that dangerous?
Oh, please, I'll be fine.
He's an imposter. And here at SBC Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages, we'd like to remind our customers not to fall for that kind of stuff.
That buffalo is actually quite tame. Go ahead and blow in his face.
There's only one real SBC Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages, the one you rely on for more information, more ads, and more up-to-date listings.
Now, if you really want to see a mountain lion, just wear this medallion around your neck. But isn't this steak? Yeah, it's a steak medallion. Now get going. You'll see a pack of them pretty soon.
Is it any wonder more people trust the SBC Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages? Look for us online at smartpages.com.
The SBC Smart Yellow Pages is the directory you've always relied on. It's the most trusted and used directory around. The SBC Smart Yellow Pages is the only book you'll need.
At Luxair, we've been setting the performance standard in efficient, cost-saving heating and air conditioning systems. And this year, Luxair is partnering with the Make-A-Wish Foundation to deliver the magic of a wish to children with life-threatening illnesses across the country. Request Services is your local participating Luxair dealer. Call 640-6264 today. 640-6264. Call today and enjoy the Luxair Performance Promise. Luxair, setting the performance standard.
Julio Ramirez to lead things off. He'll be followed by Sean Diggins and Trent Durrington. Numbers 9, 1, and 2 in the Salt Lake order. RedHawks and Stingers are tied at 4 apiece. Stingers have out-hit the RedHawks 11-9. RedHawks dodged a major bullet with the bases loaded in the 7th. Ramirez bunts up the third base line. Lamb charges. Fields barehanded. Throw to first. Just got Ramirez. What a play by Lamb. Lamb pumps his right fist. He saw it coming at the last second and started charging when the ball came off the bat of Ramirez, and Lamb just makes the play at first base, bouncing one in, and Hart held on for the out. 1 out in the 9th inning, and Sean Figgins is due up. He's 2 for 4 with a home run and a single. He was left stranded at third base back in the 7th inning. RedHawks with Reynaldo Garcia in for the final out of the 7th. All of the 8th, and now 1 out here in the 9th. A couple of pitchers up in the bullpen for the RedHawks. First pitch is a strike down the middle to Sean Figgins. Switch hitter batting left against the right-hander, Reynaldo Garcia. Figgins batted right-handed against Ray Beasley back in the 7th. The 0-1 swung on and lined down the right field line. Ottavino on his horse will not be able to cut it off. It's against the fence. Figgins rounds second. He's on his way to third. Here's the throw from Pickler to third base, and it is caught by Lamb. Safe at third is Figgins with the triple. And now the winning run is 90 feet away as Figgins hit one down the right field line. Ottavina tried to cut it off and could not. Figgins reaches third base. He is homered and tripled tonight, and now here comes Gerald Laird from behind home plate out to talk with Ray Garcia. Runner at third, one out. RedHawks need a strikeout or a pop-up here. Figgins gets the triple, and that is his 15th triple of the season. Sean Figgins has been a terror on the RedHawks tonight. He is at third base. The throw from Pickler to Mike Lamb almost got Figgins at third. It was very, very close. Runner at third, and a fly ball now would end the game. Here's Trent Durrington, the first pitch, swing and a miss. Got him with a changeup, and it's 0-1. RedHawks in desperate need of a strikeout or a pop-up. With a runner at third base and one out in the ninth inning. Figgins on at third. He has a short lead. RedHawks infield is drawn in. Trent Durrington, a right-handed batter, is 0 for 3 with a walk. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss on a fastball. And now Ray Garcia is ahead in the count, 0-2. Durrington has not seen Garcia yet. Garcia at 6'5" and 235 pounds and can throw in the mid to upper 90s. He's touched 97 a few times on the chart. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and fouled off. We'll do it again at no balls and 2 strikes. Durrington battling against Reynaldo Garcia. Even keel, quiet-tempered young man. He has such an imposing frame and look on the mound. Durrington steps back in and taps the plate. 0-2 the count. One out. We're in the ninth. Here's the pitch. Outside, a ball. 1-2 the count. Reynaldo Garcia, the third pitcher tonight for the RedHawks. The starter, Ryan Drees, went 6 1/3. Beasley went 3 batters and could not get an out. Then Garcia came in. Beasley got 1 out. He went 1/3 of an inning. Had a runner picked off of third base after a missed bunt. 1-2 to Durrington. Pitch on the way. Swung on, and a broken bat hit to Manny. He comes to the plate. It's a high throw, and the run scores. Manny threw high at home plate, and the run scored, and the game's over. The RedHawks lose 5-4. It was a broken bat. Ground ball out to Alexander, and he airmailed the throw to Gerald Laird at home plate. Scoring on the play was Sean Figgins. There'll be an error charge to Alexander there. And the game is over. 5-4. Stingers win it in the ninth. The totals in a moment on the RedHawks Radio Network.
New windows? You know you need them. Your energy bills are high and your home isn't comfortable when your windows are drafty and noisy. So who can you count on for energy-efficient windows at a fair price? Sears Home Services. Call Sears now for a free in-home consultation and estimate at 1-800-225-5991. Sears vinyl frame windows have multi-pane glass that may help reduce your energy costs. They glide smoothly, tilt in for easy cleaning, and are virtually maintenance-free. And Sears makes getting your new custom-fit windows easy and affordable. Just call 1-800-225-5991 for a free in-home estimate. Not available in all areas, energy savings may vary depending upon your home and window selection. Ask your representative for written warranty. Products and services provided by a Sears authorized contractor. License number available on request. So replace your old window. Call Sears now at 1-800-225-5991. That's 1-800-225-5991.
Taste and health. You want both in one cranberry juice? You want Northland.
Northland has a kick to it. I like that. It says 100% juice on the label. That tells me it's healthy.
Cranberry raspberry, cranberry grape. I love all their flavors.
Northland. A great taste and the health benefits of cranberry. Only Northland has 27% cranberry in all 9 of its 100% juice cranberry blends.
I choose Northland because it fits my healthy lifestyle.
Northland. 100% juice, 100% refreshing.
has been charged to Manny Alexander. It's just a fielder's choice. And scoring on the play is Sean Figgins. Durrington will get an RBI, and the game is over. In the inning, that was 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. So for the game, the Stingers have 5 runs on 12 hits, no errors, and 8 left. The RedHawks 4 runs on 9 hits, 3 errors, and 8 men left on base. Mike Lamb got a couple of hits again tonight, went 2 for 3. Ryan Christensen went 2 for 5 with his 3rd home run of the year. Jermaine Clark went 2 for 4 with a couple of doubles and a couple of runs scored, but the Stingers win it in the bottom of the 9th inning with a 1-out triple by Sean Figgins, and then he scored on a 1-2 ground ball, broken bat hit out to Manny Alexander. That drove in Figgins. Manny Alexander's throw to the plate, airmailed home plate, and came back for the backstop, and the game was over. The RedHawks lose in a walk-off here this evening as the Stingers win it by a final score of 5-4. The RedHawks dropped back to 2 games below 500 again. They are now at 55 and 57 on the season. That is the 6th walk-off loss this season. Their first since the 8th of July to Memphis, and they lose it tonight 5-4, the final score. Crowd tonight, 5,789, 2 hours and 37 minutes the game time. The RedHawks will try to get one up in the series with an 8 o'clock game Central Time tomorrow night. We hope you'll join us right here on the RedHawks Radio Network. The winning pitcher tonight was Bart Miatic. The losing pitcher was Reynaldo Garcia. Losing it in the bottom of the 9th inning on a 1-out triple and then a fielder's choice, driving in Figgins from 3rd base. Garcia falls to 4-3. Miatic is now 5-2 on the season, and the Stingers improved to 55 and 56 with the win 5-4 in the bottom of the 9th. RedHawks had a tough time of it all evening long. They caught up and got the lead in the 7th inning on a 2-run home run by Ryan Christensen. But the homestanding Stingers got it right back in the bottom of the 7th and got a run in the bottom of the 9th to win it 5-4. For Ken Post, our in-studio producer, I'm Dave Garrett. Until tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Central Time, we say good night for now from Utah.
This has been Oklahoma RedHawks base.
All clear.
The RedHawks.
All right, I will talk to you on Friday.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.